to Knucklehead Comics Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit on Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and the father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. It's like not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
No,
Randall Savage.
You're Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings, you put it in some sauce, and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk, put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios, vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios is good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? Can I steal the question from Cabs?
I got it right.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right. And I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit! Right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm ball, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
We got a fucking return, baby. We out here. We out here, we live. What's up, normal guy? Lay is back in the building. Y'all motherfuckers thought it wasn't possible when we reached out to his people and his people got back to our people and we got them back in this motherfucker. What's going on, Lay?
It feels amazing to be back, fellas. It's been a minute, but it's been a great time off. So, you know
shit, I hear you, bro. I hear you, man.
Yeah.
What's good? So, news real quick. Cabs is a little under the weather, but he came out here, you know, to say what's up to Lay and to tell all y'all motherfuckers to go fuck yourselves like a real knucklehead does. So we got him for a limited time. So if you want to ask him questions now, any tips on his beard or some shit, do the shit now or forever hold your fucking peace until next week.
I hate my beard because this side is like complete, and this side is not. You see that? That's crazy.
I hear you. I hear you.
What's up, normal guy?
What's going on, normal guy? We also got Cap in the building. What's going on, Cap? Yo.
Appreciate the little saying that's right there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Yo, we got a hell of a fucking banger tonight with the character we chose, but also we always start off with the question. Lay, do you have anybody have a question for us? Lay, you got a question or
I didn't get that far in the coming back process. I was hoping I saw all the interesting questions. Like I watch your show when I'm headed to work and all that.
Yeah.
Like I'll answer it as you're asking it.
Yeah.
I'm normally here, but I really don't, man. I'm just waiting for one of the most from Cap. I want to be either depressed or impressed. And Cap just really want to scratch my brain real quick, see what it is.
I figured Cap would have a question.
Yeah.
I actually do not, because so I've been, what do you call it? Behind the scenes, I've been a lot of things that started moving for me.
Yeah.
And I've been more worried about that.
Okay.
I didn't-
Is it like work related, like
Yeah.
promotional shit, moving up?
Well, hoping for the better, you know.
Yeah. I'll tell you guys what happened after it happens.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I completely 100%
Understand that.
agree.
All right, so I got a question for y'all. Then it just came to my head.
Oh,
At what point do you draw the line when it comes to any kind of given situation? Where it's like for me, when stupidity shows up or I'm placated, conversation's over, I'm done with this situation. Now I'm pissed off and now shit needs to fucking change. You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point do you guys turn around and go, all right, I'm not with this shit right now?
oof. When my chicken sandwich is stale.
Yes. You don't give us no fucking chicken sandwiches. You know what happens when you give us chicken sandwiches?
Yes. Yes. you got that especially for this episode.
That's right. That's right.
I like a cutoff point for me, like let's say like I'm arguing with somebody,
Yeah.
is when I just realize we're just not gonna get anywhere, and like screaming is involved and we're not even like trying at it. So like, you know, I feel like a lot of discussions start like and arguments like we're trying to get somewhere, right? Like, you know, you say your side, you say your side. But like when I see that like nothing is working and it's just we're at a line where it's like, bro, like, are we even like I think we're saying the same thing, but we're so far away that we're just not gonna agree at all. That's when I just back the fuck up. We're like, we're logic. Okay. We're what I'm trying to say is when logic has left the window, when logic is out of the picture,
Yeah.
that's when I'm done. Because like and I think there's something that we do great here where we might argue and we might discuss things, but it's always logical. Like I don't think we ever try to like diss each other or purposely, you know, fuck your point. No, it's always a logical discussion. When logic is out the window, so am I.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it, in my opinion.
I think mine is kind of related to Cabs in a way where we're not intelligently listening to each other anymore. You know what I mean? And then when I pan quiet, is gonna start the other way. Now in my older age, I've got to the point where when I see it's no longer that, I step out of the situation because I know how I'm gonna react. I'll be like, you know what? You clearly we're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna move over here and have somebody else handle it. You know what I mean?
Papa Le.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, usually Cabs knows this more than anybody else. That goes the other way. So like I just keep quiet, and then there's a physical answer. Now I'm just like, it's a lot I gotta lose now.
No, shit. Game a little different.
Somebody else handle it, or just completely walk away from the situation. I did that the other day. I never thought in my entire life I would ever do that, and I did it, and I was like, that's not that bad of a deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so it's not a bad of a deal, you know. But
what's up, Mimi? By the way,
it's definitely that moment of we're no longer intelligently listening to each other.
Yeah,
we have our own goals, and neither one of them is understanding each other.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. We're just
and we can
literally,
you can speak over each other too, but like you can still do that logically, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like when there's just none of that anymore, like I'm done, bro.
Yeah.
When it's literally,
thank you, Mimi. Thank you.
When it's literally that whole point of now you're just going over me and you're insulting. That's what I'm like. You know what, man? I get it, man. You know what? We're not getting anywhere logically, you know. And then it's just a whole thing of no longer pride. It's just like, yo, we're both adults, man. We should be somewhat intelligent in this situation. You know what I mean? Both of us can be dumb. This can't happen. So I think that's what it is. You know,
like in the Boondocks. in the Boondocks when the granddad and the blind dude are fighting.
Oh yeah.
And Huey goes, you know, we can all be reading a book now. Yeah, that's what that reminded me of.
All right, Cat, what about you?
When those two sides are it's like somebody's Riley and somebody's Huey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And usually the one who's Huey is like, I'm the bigger person all the time, but sometimes you got to be Riley. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nowadays it's the Huey. It's like, yo, I'm not getting through to you. You're clearly a moron. I'm just gonna.
No, I hear you.
I feel like a fucking priest all of a sudden because Toe knows I could deal with a lot of shit. I've dealt with a lot of shit in the military and my old job. When it comes to stupidity and shit, I have a plethora of fucking patience. But where I walk away and where I'm like, all right, I'm out of this conversation, is anytime it turns sexual. Anytime that shit's brought up, I'm like, all right, peace out. This kid's here, and I'm fucking leaving. I'm out.
Okay. Yeah. I hear you on that.
It's even worse when they're like Toe knows watching movies and shit. When there's a certain level that I'm all right with, and then once it starts creeping towards that level, I'm like, all right, it's time for me to go.
Don't watch the cyberpunk anime. Don't watch the cyberpunk anime.
Jesus.
Fucking incredible anime, by the way. I mean, obviously, if you played the game and if you did the tabletop and you know the lingo, it's incredible. But even without it, when Netflix hits, they hit.
Yeah.
But they often don't, though, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But when they hit, Witcher season 1, Witcher season 2.
Yeah. Marco Polo 1, awesome. Marco Polo 2,
I don't know what happened because you see the quality of the show and you can tell a lot of money was put into it. But then the script the next season, you're like, they
ran out of money for the writers?
Yeah.
Was Vikings
was it during the strike? The writers' strike?
Vikings, I think it was FX.
Yeah, because that's why Vikings was so good.
It's funny, Wong is in there.
Yeah.
Vikings FX. Vikings is FX.
Oh my God, Vikings, yeah.
But Vikings Valhalla was Netflix.
Okay, that's what I was because Vikings was great throughout.
Valhalla is good too.
If you haven't watched Vikings,
to Ragnar was, to what happened to Ragnar. If you haven't seen Vikings, it's been out for years.
Just stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
I would tell you leave this podcast and go watch Vikings. Like that.
It's a very interesting show.
Second part of my question. So the arguments, obviously, but see me, like when I'm arguing with somebody, my end point is when you make the definite move that we're not going past arguing.
Yeah.
Where it's like if we're arguing, you're either gonna tell me logically what's happening or we're gonna fight. Once I see that signal that goes, we're not fighting and you just want to be here, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm not spending my whole time just fucking arguing with you. We're gonna progress our relationship further or we're gonna go our separate ways.
So are we gonna fight here?
Yeah. You know what's going on, bro? Hope you feel better, man. But in terms of not arguing, like if you're interacting with somebody and whether it be at the store, it's just a simple interaction where something's happening and it's like, the fuck, like if you're telling somebody a story. For me personally, if I'm telling somebody a story and they just placate me, they just do the okay, like they're not listening to me. I'll stop mid sentence, go my own way.
Yeah. Okay.
Like shit like that, or one of those like if I'm having a conversation with you and stupidity just keeps coming out of your fucking mouth, it's like, you know what? I got to go. So, like normal conversation, like you in a supermarket or some shit and somebody asks you for help or something.
That's my lady, just realizing energy's been legit with me lately, and you can feel that from the get. You know what I mean? Once the conversation, you don't have to start body language, you're reading it, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I will literally shake my head and just stage left. I'm out. Going. I'm leaving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you see a lot of people sometimes will give you not even a face, just the way they stand. It's like, oh, you don't want to talk to anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're being standoffish,
Fuck
you're
off
like,
on that.
No, not even. Sometimes they can literally be just like a normal face, not mine, Mine is really angry normal. But anybody else's is like, you see the body language like, oh, you don't want nobody to approach you. You know what I mean? You don't have a soul. So I think a lot of times you feel the energy and the attitude right from the get-go, and I'm just like, you know what? Nah, man, I don't need that, man. I have enough grades. I need more.
I think if you're purposely trying to be stupid.
Yeah.
Like if you're like you know that, like when you Pro says, I love how comic books do this. This is the half an hour personal question.
Yes,
just so you can get to
so you
can get to know the crew a little bit. But we get into comics, I promise.
Yeah, but it helps us, ease into it so you know where we're coming from.
It's voice exercises too.
Yeah.
But like when you purposely being dumb, where you just like oh, you mad, like, cause I hate that, right? Like you talking to somebody, right? Like somebody jokes on you, right?
Yeah.
They diss you. And then you obliterate them afterwards. And they're like, oh, why you mad? It's like, oh, I'm sorry. You thought I wasn't going to say anything back? Like,
you thought that weak shit got me?
That shit is crazy. That shit happens to me all the time. Like, yo, why you so mad? I'm like, fam, you clowned on me. And I don't care, like, I'm going to clown on you back. It's just, I took it somewhere, So,
yeah.
So like when you just purposely being dumb, that's that Dipset Cameron shit. Oh, you mad? I'm like, nah, I'm just defending myself. Clearly you upset. Like that's look when someone whips out the mad card, they're upset. They're projecting. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think that's a great hood reflex. To go, all right, listen, I'm gonna end this now because I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm just gonna cut this shit off.
Yeah.
So you want to start this game, bro? I don't know where you from where I'm from. We're gonna end it before it starts. So I'm gonna say this. It's the truth. You hate it. Now you're asking why you mad. I'm not mad. I just brought out the right point, like he said. And now we're here.
That's it. That's
this
it.
weird area of yeah.
All right. Yep. You want?
Yeah, you know me. I take everything, I bottle it up. Then when the bottle breaks, something happens.
He flings motherfuckers across the vestibule.
It's not
yeah. He punches 16-year-olds in the face on whitewater rafting trips. He didn't punch him.
He choked.
See, like this here. Yeah. I'm gonna take the bottle. I'm gonna fill it up. And once it breaks, just don't be around me.
We're gonna put in a box with your mother's titties, and you gotta be motherfucking Jacques Cousteau to open it.
Yeah.
I've always loved that line, bro.
Les says that once a week for sure.
Yep, absolutely.
For sure.
You know what's funny is everybody thinks that toe tags is the one with the anger problem. No, toe tags is She-Hulk. He's going to be out there twerking with Megan Thee Stallion, and he's going to be green all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one where if I turn green, something fucked up.
Yeah, but I'm not afraid to throw that. I'm not afraid to throw that rock to the moon, though.
Yeah.
Just because the rock fell on the floor and I stepped on it, that shit's gone now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm finding the motherfucker who knocked it over too. I took that shit personal.
Where Toe would throw the rock to the moon.
Give me one quick sec. I'm getting a phone call. It's important.
All right.
Yeah, but Toe would throw that rock to the moon. I would go find where that rock came from, destroy that, then destroy the moon.
There you go.
Yep. Speaking of the moon, there's a little section in the character we're talking about that has something to do with the moon.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty dope. But yeah.
So I came back with a rant, and I showed it to you guys, and I showed it to people that I know, and I'm not understanding where this is coming from. So, they had the Little Mermaid trailer, right, in D23, right?
Yes.
They did, right? And apparently there was a massive backlash reaction to this very young, talented, and beautiful lady who was signed. My lady let me know she's a big Beyonce fan. Beyonce signed her and her sister. They're like artists on her, and apparently this is like her really first big break, right? I'm understanding that correctly.
They're on Grownish also.
Yeah, there you go. There it is. So yeah, so apparently there's a massive backlash because Ariel is black. So I'm gonna make this very clear. It's very cut and dry and simple. If you hate your life on your own time. This young lady is literally the opportunity of a lifetime. She's playing one of the most beloved Disney characters. Her race has nothing to do with you. If you know anything about the Little Mermaid, listen, I know about this. It's Little Mermaid, what she's about, experiencing a new world. She's growing up. She's coming out of her shell, or or the sea, or whatever you want to call it. What you're doing is what you did to the lady from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Kenny. What I'm saying is we don't need that. All right. This is a beautiful trailer, by the way. I was looking at, I saw that trailer and then the one that they first did, like the cartoon. Pretty spot on. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was pretty spot on. But beautiful voice by this young lady. Listen, two things. You don't have the courage to go after what you want. I feel that comes from that. Then your life sucks. Live it quietly somewhere else. And another thing is the race thing. It's literally pathetic at this point. It's sad and pathetic because what does her race have to do with her talent?
Jack shit.
Yeah. But if you see that trailer, you hear her voice. It's clearly talent behind her.
Oh, yeah.
So you want to say she sucks as an actress after you see the movie? Cool. No problem. Just let it be on her lack of talent or her overwhelming talent, not on the way she looks. That's just absolutely fucking ridiculous. It's like there's no way the woman that young should be putting up with that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Especially her starting off Hollywood.
Yeah, seriously.
Stupid.
And also, the little fun fact, I learned this when I was a kid, like, but maybe people don't since they don't learn now. These young kids now, they don't learn. Movies and cartoons and cartoon movies and characters are made for everyone around the world, so she can grow up with it the same way you do. And you saying that her being black can't be her, then that means we should have never got access to this movie as colored folk. This should have been just whites only. Like, are we going back to the whites only? Because
that's what the theaters are going to look like apparently now.
Yeah, because I don't know about you, but a lot of shit goes to the minority demographic, because we put a lot of money into this shit when we go watch it and support it. You know what I'm saying? So she grows up with wanting to be the Little Mermaid or connecting with the Little Mermaid. Who the fuck are you? Because I'm not saying it, but who the fuck are you guys to say that she's not worthy enough to be a cartoon character that was made to represent everybody that's in the same situation that Ariel is?
That's what I'm saying. And so there's a beautiful clip online, right, of a little girl seeing the trailer for the first time. Yes. And she gets up, but she goes, she's black like me. Listen, I don't care who you are, what kind of human being you are. If that doesn't touch you, then do me a favor, do me a huge favor, son, off yourself, please, because you're going to bring nothing positive to the world. Seeing themselves be represented, it doesn't get more beautiful than that. If you have a problem with that, with an innocent little girl seeing herself and being happy about it, please. Listen, anybody can say whatever they want to me. I'm going to tell you the same thing. You off yourself as well, please. Yeah. Because you're not going to bring any positivity if that's your problem.
Seriously.
Go ahead. No, this is just something I just wanted to say because I saw it. It pissed me off right away.
Yo, dude, this platform. Everybody gets a chance to say what they want to say in the.
Sorry about that, guys. My son has a phone now, so
excuse me.
We get phone calls now from
yo. Kev, next time you gotta give me the phone. I'm like, yeah, this is Jackie Chan. We filming right now. You wasted our film.
I was gonna put him on the podcast, but he's doing homework. Bro, this kid is incredible, bro. He had baseball tryouts in his school's team. Then he went and have regular baseball practice on his tournament team. And now the little fucker's doing homework, bro. It's like, baseball is a full-time job for this kid, bro. It's insane.
Nice.
Insane. Hey, man, I see that.
As long as he don't lose the joy in it, that's the best part.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted them.
It's all good. It's all good. And also to go with what you're saying, Leigh, is that now we're not blinded by this shit, but as a woman, she already has enough problems
Absolutely.
in
Yes.
society.
We talking about Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
Yes.
You shouldn't pile on that when it comes to her race. You know what I'm saying? It's like at this point, 2022, we were supposed to have flying cars. No one in the history is talking about we should have representation of human beings. Like, can we get to that level? You know what I'm saying? Like people, like girls should be on TV going, there's a lead actress on stage. Like they made a movie about a girl that's doing something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like at this point, it should be normal for us to see us on TV and movies. And now let's get to the nitty and gritty of it.
And mermaids are fake.
Yeah, I just want to add. Just want to add one little thing here. Two things actually. One, the Little Mermaid animated one is still around. Like I say all the time. They're not retconning it. They're not taking it out. They're not destroying it. They're not erasing it from history. If you don't want this one, watch the other one.
Ironically, they wanna get rid of black literature in school though. But nobody want to talk about that, right?
Nah.
The second thing I want to point out is Ariel is a mermaid, right? Which is a fish lady. Well, look at this. In nature, the fucking color of fish can be black.
Yeah, like
killer whales are black. Like this is not. It's not out of the realm.
Yeah.
For Ariel to be played by a black woman. Nature's full of every fucking color.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Sebastian was black.
Come on, fucker was Jamaican.
I hate to break it down to y'all.
Yeah, you have to kiss the girl. That's not a fucking European accent.
On a very simple level, there's a story I like by Robin Williams. We all know he played the genie, right?
Yeah.
He did a press conference, and they asked him how was it doing the world tour for Aladdin. And he said it was horrible. And everybody's like, how could that be horrible? He said he went to France and they announced Robin Williams. And when he came out and started talking, nobody responded to him. Why? Because in France, they dubbed the film. So everybody was hearing the French dude do the genie. They had no clue who the fuck Robin Williams was.
Oh, yeah.
So to us, Robin Williams is the greatest genie ever. But in France, it's a different fucking person. But the movie's still the fucking same.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter who the fuck's in it. The story is still the same. The character's still the same.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of Keke Palmer as Rogue.
Really?
Yeah, and Keke Palmer came out on Twitter, was like, "Yo, what's up? I'm with it." so obviously, everyone's gonna start talking. So somebody's like, so then the combat, the rebuttal to that is, okay, so let's just make Storm Jennifer Aniston, and it's like Rogue is ambiguous and from the South.
Yeah, Southern Belle. It could be anybody. Yeah,
it could be anybody in the South.
Yeah,
but Storm is the princess of Kenya.
Yeah,
she's seen as an African goddess.
Yeah, you can't. And it's like this is what people need to understand. Like, and Cap says it all the time, man. The nuance. This is a pretend, fake creature of the sea. It's fine. It's fine. When they do a Queen Elizabeth the movie in 20 years from now, and they make it a black woman, then you can have all the upper you want, which I think would be hilarious. Considering, let me not talk about the monarchy. I'm not gonna do that.
No, it's
because I got some shit to say. I'm not gonna talk about the monarchy. I'm sorry. It's
funny the wildness that you see that people don't know but should know. about it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
why
boy.
are these countries upset? You don't know? I'm not. You know what? There's too much research for you to do out there. I'm not going to explain it to you. I'm just going to step back.
I read something. It said, I think I don't remember. It said every 6 hours, a different nation is celebrating their independence from Britain. I was like, oh shit. I'm not talking about the monarchy.
Yeah, just
anyways.
No, yeah.
Ariel is a made up fish.
Yeah. Can I say something that might be out of the box, but I feel to my core what it is? I think that the men are mad that she's playing Ariel because when they grew up, they had sexual fantasies about the way she looked, and now they're seeing a movie where there could be a live action, and they can't jerk off to this shit because she doesn't look like the cartoon.
Jesus Christ!
I can't. I completely understand. I see where that comes from. It's perfect.
Here's the box. Here's the outside of the box. Here's the universe. And so you float somewhere up there.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, guys are weird like that, especially racist ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, yo, I don't know, maybe I say here all the time that like I don't mind the gender swapping, but like out of all of them, this is the one that like this is the one that I have the most questions about. It's like, what is the problem? Like they remake Disney movies all the time.
Yeah.
Like, didn't Moesha play Cinderella?
You did back in the day.
And I'm pretty sure y'all freaked out about that.
Cinderella is like Pinocchio. Disney doesn't own the exclusive rights to tell that story.
Yeah.
So I just don't want people to conflate that it was a Disney thing. Like, she did play it. She was great in it. And it was Brandy. But
okay, I thought it was Moesha.
Well,
that's Brandy.
Yeah, Brandy was Moesha.
That's Brandy, yeah.
Oh, my bad.
The name of the show is
Monica.
Moesha.
I heard Monica.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Back in 2003, they were the same person. I agree.
Yo,
the point is mine.
How about this? How about we all band together and we try to get Disney to stop doing fucking remakes and start just come up with something original?
Yo,
just do some new shit.
You know, but the crazy shit is though, if you think about it, Eddie Murphy played a donkey. Fucking Antonio Banderas played a cat. Fucking they got a Caribbean dude to play a crab. There's no lead actor. Yeah. Are we getting lead actors of color here? Like the closest we got was Shrek, and that was Michael Myers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was just because Shrek was green. But I mean, you know, not to. Well, we talking about race tonight. We definitely talking about race tonight. But you know, I passed by for that as well. Yes.
That's right. They did get mad about the Wiz back in the days.
They mad because the Wiz was better.
It's just always gonna happen. It's unfortunate, but like this is like the most unliked YouTube video in like forever, and it's like, yo. Like, it's the Little Mermaid.
You know what the crazy shit is though? When you really speak about the algorithm of YouTube, that actually helps more than it hurts.
Kinda, yeah,
because it's
people
all
are watching
engagement.
Yeah.
Any engagement you get on YouTube, whether it be comments, likes, dislikes, subs, anything you get, is YouTube going, oh, this is being active, throw it out there.
You say, hey, look, everybody hates this. Why don't you hate it too?
Yeah. They don't give a shit. Yo, 1 million people went on YouTube for that video. Yo, put it out there. Put it out. We need 1 million more.
But it's like, damn, son, like, I just don't understand why you gotta feel the need to say anything.
Yeah.
You don't like it, you don't like it, just move on. There's so much different media out there, and then people just gravitate towards this.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much shit out there to consume. Why are you wasting so much time on this?
You know something? I'm gonna say it because nobody else has said it, and I'm gonna be that guy tonight.
Be that guy.
Every time they do a gender swap, they do a race swap, anytime they replace the male hero with the female hero, I will be there laughing because I know it ruined your childhood. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck your childhood.
Fuck you and your Legos.
Yo, listen, there's only one remake of a movie that literally ruined my childhood. And that was the RoboCop movie.
Oh yeah. And there was no gender swapping or racial. The movie was just ass.
Yes.
The movie was just ass.
Yeah.
And
That
it
was-
has Samuel Michael Keaton in it. I don't know how you have a movie that's ass with those two guys in it.
Bro,
I went to watch
cocaine
that
is
movie.
a hell of a drug.
That that's such a bad film. Which sucks because his outfit looks so
Yeah.
cool and
Oh, it's
black,
just so
bro.
dope.
It looks
So
so
dope.
dope.
You want to
Was it
hear
the
something
black
crazy?
one?
Yeah. Yeah, that was dope. I actually told Cap, I was like, yo, it's on Prime. Let me watch it, give it a second try.
No,
I
why'd
got
you do that?
6 seconds in. Samuel Jackson was laughing. I said, I can't take this. I cannot take this. I turned it off and I started watching A League of Their Own.
So it's funny. So I started watching.
A good movie.
The TV show.
It's a TV show, the series.
Oh,
Yeah, the TV
okay.
show on Amazon.
So I
Nice.
watched Snake Eyes, right?
Yes.
I don't know what they were going for because it's going to listen. I'm going to throw it out there for you folks. The main character, after like at a young age, he loses his ability to talk. I don't know what you guys were going for.
Yeah.
Oh, you
get
mean
it.
the
I get
G.I.
it.
Joe movie? The
Yes,
G.I. Joe
yes.
movie.
Snake Eyes origin. I
That
thought I
shit
understand
was
that,
garbage.
but I was over here on something.
Yeah.
You should have started with Duke, Roadblock, anybody that speaks shit.
Cobra
Start with
Commander.
that guy.
I would have loved to see Beachhead. Like that
Yeah,
would have been
Beachhead,
funny.
yeah.
Let's make it. Let's
Literally,
make it a
like
fun
that.
comedy.
You know, if you want to know what the number one problem with Hollywood today is, look at Snake Eyes.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
they did not trust the audience or the writers or the director to make a movie compelling enough that the lead actor didn't have to fucking talk.
Yeah.
It's funny. That movie could have leaned on Storm Shadow
Yeah.
by itself so much. Him pretty much, like acting off of his body reaction. That's
It's
literally
funny,
how
it's
that movie
funny
could have leaned
because
towards.
it's funny in video games. It's quite the opposite where you get a really good reaction to the silent protagonist.
Mhm.
Like I think we've all here played Grand Theft Auto 3.
Yep.
The main character Claude Speedman doesn't say a word. Now the next one where Tommy Vercetti is great, played by the late great Ray Liotta. That was also incredible within itself. Don't get me wrong, but the silent protagonist works. That's how you could put yourself into a character in the easiest way.
Yeah.
Yo,
Like for the most part, Master Chief is really pretty quiet.
He is.
He answers the AI. He really answers. There's no shit talking with him. He just does his thing.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh yeah.
Man has no lines. It's
First
all expressions. And
Because-
and if you
Mel Gibson
want
was
to go
the same.
further, if you want to go further, Jason, compelling. You never see his face move. Michael Myers, one of the biggest fucking most compelling horror villains. You don't see his face move.
You see that head movement
Predator.
right there?
Yep.
The Last Predator. For 90% of the film, he's got a bone shit in front of his face. This fucking face don't move. And
So-
compelling.
Makari.
So, in other words, it can be done. Yo, because Snake Eyes, there was
Cocksuckers.
so much. Like you saw because in Snake Eyes, the Storm Shadow is the guy from the show called Warriors, right?
Yeah.
Great show. He's talented. The dude he did the movie Bullet Train with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
He just did a movie. So the guy's really good. I can see him carrying the movie, just having all the dialogue. You know, he's very charismatic. He's a good looking dude. But no, you couldn't trust the process, like Cab said, and you completely shitted the. I didn't know what that movie wanted to be because it went everywhere.
It wanted to be bad.
I mentioned it before.
No,
on
it
here.
accomplished it.
I mentioned it on forward before that they did an entire comic, one of the best-selling comics of all time with Snake Eyes. Not one written word in any of the panels. You could have done a competent director could have done that, and just gave us a visually. You know how some like John Wick, the action It's not just random. It moves the story further and it progresses shit. You
Absolutely.
could have had the reverse, where barely any talking, but the talking that does happen progresses the story and moves the shit along. And it's
Yeah.
not just there for random. It's
The
not
fun-
just there to show that, hey, Henry Golding is a fucking cool motherfucker. Cool. Snake Eyes is not cool.
No,
Snake Eyes
the
is
fun-
calculating and fucking deadly. Like,
He's
I'm
an
gonna
assassin.
stick by my statement. I was being stupid, but I'm gonna stick by my statement where I said Black Widow is the G.I. Joe movie that we really wanted.
I agree
Yeah.
with you.
I'm
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay
Yeah.
there. That was
Because it pretty much
that's
had
a
all
good
the
G.I.
elements.
Joe. It's a good G.I. Joe movie.
Absolutely. Like
Yeah.
it's funny, 'cause- and then another thing is, I got nothing against Henry Gold, the gentleman that played him, but the guy that should have been Snake Eyes was in the movie. My man from the Raid, he was in the movie. He played
Yeah.
Hardmaster, like he's the hand-to-hand guy. He teaches people. I go, that should have been Snake Eyes. One, it's not too comfortable with English as it is. You know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying? And two, crazy thing about it is the dude can scrap like nobody's business. If you've seen the Raid,
Nah, if you seen the Raid,
you know what I'm saying?
prison
That's
yard
essentially
fight.
Snake Eyes.
yo,
Yeah,
know what?
yeah.
Hey,
just another thing to add to my point, where the audience doesn't trust us. I mean, they don't
Hollywood.
trust us
Yeah.
to get on board. I'm tired of these movies where you have a character like Snake Eyes who's covered the entire time you see him, but we have a movie star. We can't cover his face. Don't take the fucking role then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sylvester
by the
Stallone,
way,
Judge
good
Dredd
shout
doesn't
out
take
to
off his
Keith
helmet.
Urban
Yeah.
for Carl Urban for playing Judge
For
Dredd
Dredd.
and understanding that mask never comes off.
Yeah.
Props to you, buddy. You read the comic and you understood the process.
Yeah.
Props
Yeah,
to you, brother.
And also real quick, I want to add into this. They changed the characters so it could compel to people who don't read the comics or watch the cartoon. Now, there's a reason why the character is so beloved to the people who watch the cartoon and read the comics, is because he's an awesome character. Now, the people who don't read it and don't watch it, guess what? They can learn that this is an awesome character if you do the character right. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Arnold cannot be Mr. Olympia if he just stopped training
Yeah.
and going, you know what, I'm a movie star now, but I'm gonna still compete, but I'm not gonna train. Like, no. This is the process. This is what you need to do.
Yep.
Like, Snake Eyes needs to not be. He needs to be silent with the fucking mask, and that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't need to be a fucking notebook character.
I'm gonna quickly point on out. Quickly points on up before anybody tries to call us hypocrites, because we just did a thing about the Little Mermaid and now we're getting on Snake Eyes.
Oh yeah.
Here, real quick,
Fuck them.
we are no. Listen to what we're saying. We are criticizing the treatment of the character and the changes to the characterization
Yeah.
that they made.
Make
And
him black,
nobody
just
said
don't
anything about the
talk.
fact that Snake Eyes is white and they made him Asian. Ain't nobody talking about any other thing than the characterization
Yeah.
of the character itself.
Mhm.
No
Yeah.
external bullshit. If you want to sit there and go, hey, I don't like how they wrote Ariel in this new version,
I'll listen to that.
yeah, there's your
That's what I'm
argument.
saying. Yeah.
I'll listen to that.
Look,
Yeah,
like
if they
like
took
let
out
it.
certain scenes that made the story made more sense in the animated form, and you're mad at that, I'm fucking fine with that. We discussed that all day.
Hmm.
But this is the critical eye that we put towards, and we would prefer everybody put towards, and not just, but they made Snake Eyes, he's supposed to be white. Like, fuck out of here.
There's more to him than the color of his skin.
You could
Absolutely.
make him whatever you want, just don't make him talk. Like
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
we're saying.
And my whole thing is with the young lady playing Ariel is like, yo, if she sucks as an actress, I'm with you. She was horrible. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you. Beyonce did The Lion King and everybody was not a fan. And she did voice acting.
Yeah.
She sucked. She sucked with in the movie with Mike Myers.
Oh,
You know,
Golden.
sometimes you just this is not your cup of tea,
Goldfinger.
but at least let the lady get the opportunity, the young lady get the opportunity to suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
give her a chance, either be good or suck. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, people are gonna hate watch that movie and review bomb the fuck.
And it's
out
funny,
of
but you know what's
it.
funny?
It could be
is
the
it's
best
still-
movie of all time, and
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah,
Disney's
yeah,
still
yeah.
gonna get the money for it. They don't
they're
give a
selling it out for that.
And
so is
Oh.
that the problem? Is it that it's Disney doing it?
No, honestly, I think the problem is twofold. One, it's
People,
we're living in, for some reason, we went from which we're about to talk about with our character,
yep.
the
Mhm.
60s, 70s, a little bit of the 80s, where everybody was like, yo, you stay on your side, I'll stay on my side, fuck all this. To the 90s, when I was growing up, to we're all fucking here.
Yeah,
Even if you hated each other, fuck it, we're all in here, who gives a shit? To now, it's starting to go back to tribalism, where it's you stay over there, we'll be over here. You don't put your shit in my shit, because, you know, in the 90s, everybody has what they think was for them and what they think was for other people, and nobody wants to interconnect shit. And it kind of leans into what our main subject is when we get
Absolutely,
into the.
yeah.
But
No,
it's
yeah,
weird
yeah.
how all of a sudden we started going up, and then halfway through, somebody was like, "Yo, did we leave the gas on the racist stove? We got to go back and check that." And just
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
went
So
backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we were
You know,
looking
you know,
live for
you
a
know
little
what,
bit.
you know what I think it is. I think the problem with the world that is today is that it's so easy to just agree with people off of a popular opinion, where it's like, listen, I don't want to bring in wrestling, but I'm going to bring in wrestling for 2 points. One, the wrestling community, even though we say the business is racist because they haven't made African American champions and there hasn't been many Hispanic champions in the business, the fans and the community is not, because we loved Rocky Johnson, we love Tony Atlas, we love The Rock, we love Bobby Lashley in the Hurt Business, and when Kofi Kingston won the title, we all cheered for it. When Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair main event of WrestleMania, we all cheered for it. We was all proud of it. We all got to see history, because what it is, it's wrestling. This is it's like sports until, once right now sports, it don't matter what color you are. You play the best you can, you wrestle the best you can, you put on the show, we're here, we're engaged, we're emotionally involved. For some reason,
Imagine being racist and your whole fantasy football team is black.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And you know what's funny? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of that out there.
Yeah,
Pretty sure, yeah. And the second
Somebody
point,
drafted all white guys.
the second point I'm gonna make is the John Cena paradox, where
Here we go.
no, because so when John Cena first came out and people started saying that he sucked, it was legitimate. Like, yo, bro, you can't wrestle. We don't want you to be this guy that they're shoving down our throats. For whatever reason, we don't want you. Then it got popular, and now everyone says he sucks. And now it's, bro, it's just a popular thing to do. You don't really suck. They're just saying it because it's popular. People can't give you one reason why we say you suck, because everyone else does it, I want to fit in.
Mhm.
Nowadays, one person goes, she's not white, Ariel's white. Nah, you know something? You're right. It's popular. Millions of people do it, and then you got people like us that goes against the tide, because guess what? We don't suck dick, and we don't, and it's like, yo, we stand up for what's right. But these people are, I'm not gonna say that they're necessarily racist. I think they're just following the wave of the bullshit, because no one can stand on their own fucking 2 feet.
They be racist from behind the door.
Yeah. It's like that, dope.
Are we being racist?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be back here, but I'm gonna be racist too. I'm gonna stay back though, because I have a job. I don't want to get fired. Like, look, man, like, you could form your own opinions about people and things, but like, race is not something to form opinions about. It's just we just all people, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't care. Like, if you're an asshole, you're an asshole. If you're a good person, you're a good person. And it's like, I just don't care about race.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm Dominican. I just don't give a fuck, bro. Now there is nuance, like Cap always likes to say. Like, like I said earlier, you can make Kiki Palmer Rogue, but you can't make Jennifer Aniston Storm.
Yeah.
You can't. That's no.
Yo,
Like Storm is written as a
Can I
African
explain why
character,
that
can
is?
Yeah.
I did. I think Cavs was just about to point on that. You can't make Jennifer Aniston Storm because the African heritage and that culture
Yeah.
is written into that character.
It's a character.
You can make Keke Palmer Rogue because Rogue is just a Southern girl.
Yeah.
She's just a girl from the South.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
That's really general.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
there's
And
nothing.
let me
inherent.
and let me tell you, she was a little
Yeah.
too thick to make me believe that it was all
Yeah,
white. in
yeah.
there.
No,
There
yeah,
gotta
for
be
real.
there gotta be some
Yeah,
half in
and
there
not
'cause
for
Rogue
nothing.
was
That body,
thick.
that body
That-
suit was hiding nothing, brother.
Yeah. No, not for nothing. If you want to talk about people who could play characters, Idris Elba could play fucking Gambit.
Hell yeah. Hell
He's
yeah.
smooth.
I'm give it
He's
to me.
smooth.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he could do a better New Orleans accent than Channing can.
I would have loved to seen Idris Elba be Albert Wesker in that horrible fucking Resident Evil Netflix show. I'll tell you that. I told you I wasn't mad at the racial swapping. I was just mad at the brother y'all chose. I needed to see a more good looking black dude out there. I'm sorry, no disrespect to you. Homie,
It's funny. It's funny you saying that. I was watching a show called Bosch, and he's in it. And every time I see him, I'd laugh a little bit because I think of what you said. I peeped the show, and I was like, yeah, he doesn't fit it. This is not the right.
Netflix has this, like, I keep hearing this a lot from Netflix shows. It's like, yo, if you just make what you want to make and not link it to anything, it'd be fine. I'm telling you, if that show is not Resident Evil, it actually will be, because I kind of enjoyed the premise, not too much. It's interesting where they're like, yo, we're never gonna beat these zombies. We gotta learn to live with them. I don't know how the fuck you can do that, but I would love to see what the plan was.
But that goes to the point that I was saying, where you were saying just make something and stop linking it. That's to the point. Stop making remakes.
Yeah.
Like RoboCop wouldn't have been bad if that movie was Robotic Police Officer. Conan
Absolutely.
wouldn't have been bad if it was Sword and Sandal. But you're
Would have been a
telling us
ripoff.
that it's
It would have been a
supposed to be-
ripoff at least, and
Yeah.
we could fuck with ripoffs. That's
Yeah.
okay. Because
Absolutely.
we enjoyed a whole bunch of Power Rangers ripoffs. A ripoff is fine.
Yo, we would have been like, yo, what's up with that new robotic cop movie? It was fucking RoboCop.
It was RoboCop, but yo, that shit was ill though. I
Yeah.
like the nod. I like
Yo.
the respect.
Yeah.
Look at what Toad just said. We would have turned around and been like, "Oh, that shit was just like RoboCop."
Yeah.
Instead of us walking out of the theater going, "That was nothing like RoboCop."
Yeah. No, yeah. No, because
It's funny, 'cause I was-
because
No,
That's
go
the
ahead.
human.
Go ahead.
No,
That's the
'cause-
human. That's the
no,
human mind, right
because the thing is, you can't sell me a pencil and then in the mail get me a brick and then think that it's okay. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah,
if
yeah.
you're talking about this is RoboCop, I don't mind the liberties. Don't mind the black suit. I don't even mind the fact that you had to mend his brain into like the machine brain for his reflexes to be faster. What I do mind is how you already had an army of fucking robots made already. There's no reason for RoboCop now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
what I do mind is that this motherfucker, like you saw his body and like nothing had to do with anything in Detroit. Like this was a worldwide problem that we're having, and he's a military man now. They call him RoboCop because he was a cop in Detroit to clean up the shit. They sent him out to go handle some things. This isn't Iron Man. You made Iron Man 1 and you expected us to think this was RoboCop.
I'm gonna make a rule for everyone watching, everyone in the chat, and us here. Don't ever bring up RoboCop. We're gonna tell you to go
Yes.
fuck yourself
Yeah.
harder than we
Or-
usually do.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
The Happening.
Or
The Happening.
Okay, so
The Happening. The movie The Happening.
The Happening.
Oh,
The Happening, The Village, and RoboCop. I didn't like The Village,
Yeah.
but I know
Yeah.
some people enjoyed that movie. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we're gonna have to come up with a list.
yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely.
We
You want a tier list?
Let's
A
not.
tier list of that. Don't mention this on the podcast. This is a tier
Word.
list of certain movies.
Speaking of tier list,
Yes.
I think I have the winner for next week.
Yeah, next week is the tier list week.
I think I have a winner for next week.
Mhm.
This might be easy and they might all be S's, but if we get critical about it, I think we can have fun with Arnold Schwarzenegger movies.
Oh wow. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Yeah.
But
No, it's funny
we can
'cause-
workshop that. We can
Put
workshop
the
that.
cookie down.
Arnold rides a spectrum, man.
Yo, bro,
That is
some of them are
moments.
really good, some of them are really bad, some of them are extremely mid.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, back to the topic.
No. It's so good. It's so good.
No, yeah. That was look. I remember the first time I saw that new Star Wars movie. You know, the with Chris Pine, right?
Yeah.
And I was sitting there thinking, yo, listen, if you take the Star Trek title, this could be a good movie on its own. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it doesn't have to be a Star Trek movie, essentially, for people to really be interested, because the movie was good in general. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's certain movies that you go, if Rogue One, right?
Yep.
Let's say that's not a Star Wars movie, but the movie goes along in the same pacing and is done the same way. It's still a good movie, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
I think that's what we're trying to say about Snake Eyes and all that. You could take a property or not the property and still make it good. Like the same thing with the Netflix show. That is an interesting point. How do you live with zombies?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I
how do you
would
never
love.
get rid of them. How do you live with them?
And damn, now that I think about it, I think the only way you could do it is like entrapping them and making them work for you, which is a whole
Yeah.
bunch of other issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
You
is,
know what I
and
mean?
then the rights of the zombies and the being enslaved. Like, I'm not getting into that.
Yeah,
because you can get-
now that I
you
just
know-
thought about it, I'm like, man. But you know what
Yeah.
else suffered the same fate? Cowboy Bebop.
Yep.
Cowboy Bebop was a mess because it was trying to be Cowboy Bebop.
Yep.
And
Yo.
sometimes it tried to be too much Cowboy
It really
Bebop.
did.
And if this was just some weird Tarantino-esque Kill Bill, which is
Yeah.
as close to Cowboy Bebop as you can get, like
Yeah.
it would have been all right.
Yo, you know what's funny? I've seen a lot of people like, yo, I want to see X happen. Like
Mhm.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
they get X.
Oh, yeah.
And you realize, it's not exactly what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah,
So like
yeah, fuck
Cowboy
people.
Bebop, I watched the first 2 episodes, the live action, and then I went back because I'd never seen the anime. I went back and I watched the first 2 episodes of the anime, and I was like, oh, they stuck really close,
Yeah, too close.
and somehow they stuck so close that they missed the fucking thing, the je ne sais quoi, that made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Icarus flew too close to the sun, man.
Absolutely.
That is a real thing.
I mean,
it's
and
a-
I honestly think that's what happened with Watchmen. You put too much. They put the whole book in that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
You know, you can, like we said before, if you cut the right corners, it makes it worth it.
Yeah.
Like the Owlman and you was there, Cabs, right? When Cruz was charging at that whole scene, that sex scene.
Yeah.
Like Cruz was. It's
Yeah, we
supposed
were-
to be. Yo, I'm looking over like, yeah, it's not attractive, bro. You could have cut that whole part out.
Yeah.
Then you could have more Rorschach than anybody else. You could have deaded those two in the movie and just had Rorschach and the comedian.
Yep.
Oh, and Dr. Manhattan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if somebody's laughing at a sex scene, it's horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
You were gonna
Yeah.
say something, Tom?
So like you were saying, like the Amazon TV show A League of Their Own. Cabs mentioned the movie, which was phenomenal, and we all know the movie.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Now the thing is, when we're watching a remake or we're watching a retelling of a story that was told another way, there's things you got to hit, because there's things that we connect with, and there's things like, yo, this has to happen because this was major in the story. Like let's say in Marvel, like Cap lifting up the hammer. That's something that all comic book people know about, or that's something they wanted to see. You needed to have that. There was some things that happened, and Cap turned around and goes, it happened just like that in the comic book, or it didn't happen like that in the comic book, but I understand where they were going. A League of Their Own, the TV show, should have been called something else. It should have been called like Their League or something, because it does not go with the movie. None of the characters in the movie are in this TV show. The the fucking coach doesn't act the same way as Tom Hanks does. He's not a drunk. He's too calm for some reason. There's no clear leader. There's no sister rivalry between pitcher and catcher. Like 90% of the girls in the league
they're just
are
trying to
lesbian.
live off the name. They're just trying to leave off the name.
Yes. So the TV show in itself
is good.
Is good.
You know what I think happened? Like, this is the thing that happened, or the thing that always happens. We all like the movie, but the movie was trying to depict as best as possible what happened in that first season in real life. They had the actual women who played. They had the storyline, all that shit. The TV show went, hey, what if we made a show in this world? What if in our world, World War II's happening, and they did the Women's Baseball League, and we just made a story about it, the story we want to tell.
Yeah.
And it gets jarring because you're like, oh, but I thought this was supposed to be that. How many times told that I turn around and go, hey, where's Dottie at? Where's this character at? What the fuck happened to this character?
Yep.
And then I looked it up and I'm like, oh, none of those characters are in here.
Yeah.
So question for you then. Well, before I go to the question, it's funny. I was talking to this was a while back. I was talking to just some stupid misogynist, and the dude goes, oh, A League of Their Own is so dumb. Like, what if they were to make a male movie like that? And I was like, oh, so Major League?
Yeah.
It's like some people think they're like super deep with it, right?
Yeah.
And they're just not. Like it's like, oh, talking about like the LGBTQ, and it's like, oh, well, we don't get a straight parade. Oh, what do you mean, life? Like, every day is a parade for a straight guy. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hold on. The Canyon of Heroes. Anytime a male sports team wins a fucking championship, that's not a straight parade.
Yeah, like, you feel me? Like, but it's just, people
funny?
think they're so smart, but they're like really dumb when they.
And you know what's funny? To your point, they always do that with the dumbest examples. Like, oh, what if they took A League of Their Own and made? Wait, so you mean to tell me what if they took a movie about a historical thing that actually fucking happened, and made it like this movie? These people were real. Yeah. This actually happened.
So you got 61. That was a movie that actually happened, back in 1960s. Jackie Robinson.
42.
Yeah, 42. Like, there's a bunch of movies that happen for men.
What's that movie with the Freddie Prinze Jr. when they're in the minor leagues?
Oh yeah,
Summer Catch.
Yeah, Summer Catch. He's the pitcher.
I remember I saw when the whole bisexual Superman son thing came out. I saw somebody post like, "Oh, wow, how many gay characters have they ever turned straight?" And I'm like, that's the fucking point. There's no gay superheroes. That's the point. That's exactly the freaking point.
But again, to that point, they always pick the dumbest fucking things.
Oh,
how many gay Clark Kent didn't turn gay.
Yeah.
This is his son who has his own life, who has his own life. They didn't.
And look, I'm gonna tell you something. If there's any superhero that's just gonna come out the closet, it's Superman. Like, I know people get mad at me when I say that, but if there's any, and it's like, who cares?
I would have said Batman, but
listen. But the thing is, Superman is.
I don't know, man.
Superman honestly should be
slanging.
Yeah, honestly, Superman should be non-binary. He's a fucking alien.
He's an alien. It would make the most sense.
He's Kryptonian. He's neither man nor woman. Like, he's an alien from another country. He's whatever they say he is.
And it's like, again, Cap always says it, nuance, because when Loki came out as non-binary, that shit just flowed.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, yeah, I can see that. It's because you didn't grow up with Loki. You know what I'm saying? It's because you have this like weird thing that everything belongs to you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, I thought it was done incredibly. It was subtle. It was cool. It was fun. It taught us a lot about Loki. It was a great moment between both the Lokis. And it worked out so good.
And some also to go back on the thing is like, I can understand you growing up and you can like learn from these people. They could be role models, but their sexual orientation and their race and their color and their gender has nothing to do with the morals that they teach or the morals you get from them.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with that.
It's funny. There was one scene in the movie Skyfall, right, where the villain Eric Silva, he's like rubbing Bond's thighs and talking. He goes, "This is your first time?" He goes, "Who said it's my first time?" Like Bond's like, "Who says haven't done anything with dudes?" You know what I mean? Because his dance was really sexual, extremely. And he's like, "Who says it's my first time?"
And it's like,
and I'm like, if he's a secret agent, I'm pretty sure the shit he got to do that's not exactly the realm that he's about, but you'll do it for love it for a country, apparently.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk about the Jackal, I have.
That's
been a while.
Part of it. Where Bruce Willis's character had to do some shit with some dudes.
Yeah.
To get the job done.
Who's that?
Yeah.
The Jackal.
The Jackal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And my whole thing, like, let's talk about real life heroes, cops, firefighters, teachers,
men, women, black, Asian.
If your building is burning down, and the gayest, blackest motherfucker is the one that's gonna save your life, you just gonna be like, "No, man, I'm gonna wait for the straight white guy."
Yeah,
I'm gonna see how this all plays out. Like a teacher, like I had gay teachers, I had black teachers, I had white teachers. Like some teachers don't know how to teach as good as others, but I have bad teachers of all colors and races and genders and sexuality and preferences. I had good ones. Like some of my best teachers, my favorite teacher of all time, rest in peace, Mr. Mott, was a black gay dude. But like he was really into like, it's crazy, man. 'Cause I think I mentioned this here, you know, here in the South, here in South Florida, like they don't focus on Harlem Renaissance, as much as they should, and all of that. And this guy was a proponent of that. Like he was listening to the radio. He's like 8 years old when Martin Luther King got shot. So like that's what made him want to teach. You know what I mean? It's like my favorite teacher of all time, gay black dude. I didn't see none of that. School where you were in high school. I knew what gay people were in high school, my dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew what gay people were in the second grade. That's a whole nother story. But it's like real heroes. We're heroes. We don't like if you're in trouble and you call a cop and 2 gay cops show up. Yeah, officer, you're trained for this. Get over here. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
so it's
for
like,
real.
why do we worry so much about pretend heroes?
Yeah,
that's my question.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna be here's the nuance argument for the other side.
You mean the nuance?
It's supposed to, from the best that I can gather, right? It's supposed to be escapism, and for certain people, they feel like this is being shoved down their throat in real life. So I want to escape into something that's not reality, and then they look at that and they feel the same way. Which is what will happen with Captain America: Winter Soldier. Yeah, which again, I would like to say that there's a vast majority of people who just don't have the exposure to it, and they don't have the context within their own upbringing to be completely comfortable or understand. So for those people, I get it. But for the idiots who have the context for it and still want to fucking be like, it's shoving it down their throat, show me proof that when gay marriage was legalized, they made you suck a dick.
Yeah,
you didn't want to. Show me that proof, and then I'll be on your side.
Yeah,
like then I'll fight for you. But
talk about shoving something down your throat. and if you really like, go watch Remember the Titans, so you can see the beauty that you can make from learning from other people.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. One of my favorite lines in that movie, when Julius goes to see quarterback, and the nurse is like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, we don't allow colored people here." He's like, "No, don't you see? It's my brother." It's like, hell yeah. I'm saying, hell yeah. That's a beautiful line. And
that line was, "Sorry, only families allowed in here."
Yeah.
That's when he's like, "Can't you see we're related? That's my brother."
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's like, and not only that, but the left side, strong side, like
Yeah.
No,
No,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You know,
You need to feel okay with like
Yeah.
race. Go
Yeah.
watch Remember the Titans.
you
I
know what
know.
the one
Yeah.
thing I would say is, like, I can understand this one little thing. It's like sometimes it feels like the one side is just pure ignorance and like hate, where there isn't enough of both sides learning from each other.
Absolutely.
Where like Dangerous Minds, that was more of she's teaching these kids, but these kids are also teaching her. Like,
Yeah.
if you
100.
you need more movies that was like, yeah, I get it. You're accepting the black community, and the music is awesome, and you're learning all this stuff and how to be comfortable with them. But we also need for these, the other side to teach them. Like the white people, like, yo, let me show you something so you get comfortable with us.
Yeah.
Because it's always this group of people like us, but the rest of the world hates us. Where it should be like, well, why don't we show you that there's other people in this world that are okay with you?
Yeah.
That's the problem that I see here. Is there's too much of we all hate you, and not enough of people going, no, 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 no. That million people that dislike you don't speak for the rest of the world.
Fox.
You know what I'm saying? Because that millions of people spoke louder than the 6 billion people on this planet. And it shouldn't be that way.
Yo.
Bill Burr has a good bit about this where it's like if black and white people can learn off of each other, where and he says like, you're a rapper or whatever. He's like, white got around to tell you like, hey, maybe we should register that gun. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And then as a white person, you need black people around to tell you that like, yo, you so itchy in the winter because you don't use lotion. Like, it's a really funny bit. It's a really funny bit. Bill Burr is one of the goats. I don't go fuck what anybody tells me.
Yeah,
Yo.
yeah.
I know certain people get squirrely with militaries brought up, and I know fighting wars that don't make sense and all that shit. I get all that, but I am prime military, and I do think
We
that
respect vets over here, bro. We respect vets over here.
like I do think that there's something though to the point where maybe everybody should spend a little bit of time in the military, and the only reason I say that is because when you go through boot camp, so maybe not the military, but something akin to a boot camp situation.
Yeah.
When you go to boot camp, you learn very quickly that it doesn't matter if you like the other person, but you learn very quickly how to gel as a fucking unit
Yeah.
and work together as a team. And it doesn't matter black, white, gay, straight. We had all types in my fucking my division, but we learned to fucking bond. And some of those bonds are fucking come out strong. Dude, you spend what 2 weeks, like 2-3 weeks with somebody, and Tone knows my boy Bell.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't even in my division, and we fucking bonded because when you're put in high pressure situations, the first thing that leaves is all this. Well, my experience shows me one thing, and I'm not used to your experience. No, you put in high pressure situation, you turn around like, who the fuck's got my back here?
Yep.
It's you. All right, then let's fucking do this because I'm not getting fucked up anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that to show that there are scenarios where this whole we can't get past the differences shit goes out the window quick. And again, it's
Yeah.
not about you learn to like everybody that you're in the division with, but you learn that everybody has a part to play. And if we all play that part, this shit goes a lot fucking smoother.
It's funny, like this is not as serious as that, and that's a great point. Shout out to some other real life heroes, to the veterans, to the soldiers, like 100%. I love those test not test videos. I don't know what the word is for it, where it's like this dude being racist to someone at like a Starbucks or something, and there's the military vet there. He's like, nah, bro, like I fight wars for this same thing. You know what I'm saying? So like, but it's funny, like in a lesser example, like me and Krills went to an escape room one time. And it's like 5 of us, just totally different. It's me, Krills. I think there was a black dude and two white and two white couples. And we just like for those like I'm not trying to say that we were in Los Angeles. Los Angeles could be very accepting of a lot of things. I know Los Angeles is in like everybody's crosshairs right now, but like Los Angeles is good for acceptance. I don't care what anybody tells me. There's racism everywhere. There's prejudice everywhere. But when it comes to LA, they're real chill about that. So it's like even in a lesser like important situation like Cap is talking about, but like there's so many instances in life where all that shit gets put out the window for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and you don't care about it. But then the minute you step out of that, it's like, oh, right back to the thing. Why don't we just stay in those 10, 15 minutes? Because it's like, if we in the park together and we playing ball, you want to win, right? Yeah, you don't, when we shooting for teams, you gonna pick a few black dudes. You feel me? But like the minute you step out of the park, it's like whatever again. It's like there's so many instances where like we be at work. Like I love one of my favorite things about working in a call center is that you could just be cool with so many different people. Like you could just go in there and see your homie. Like y'all just went to the strip club, but then you also see Miss Glenda, who was selling pumpkin pies at the church all weekend. Like, what's up, Miss Glenda? How's your week? Oh, no, sugar. Just selling some pies at the bakery sale at church. So it's like, I'm saying there's so many instances where like we put that shit away. Like even the most, I'm not trying to speak for people, but I feel like even the most racist person lives a couple of hours, maybe a couple minutes a day where they just don't focus on that and put it away. It's like, I just don't understand why you can't just be like that all the time. It's just,
you'd be surprised what somebody has to offer, what they've been through.
Like Cap was saying, when you in a foxhole, you don't give a fuck.
Absolutely.
Who's gonna help me get out of here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, why can't we just think like that? What's going on, Anthony? Like, I just understand we can't think like that all the time.
Yo, there's an old joke. There's an old joke that was in the military. I don't know if they probably don't fucking say it anymore, but
it's 2022.
There was an old thing where the whole like don't ask, don't tell, and people would be like, "Yo, if I'm in a foxhole," because they would ask, "Oh, what?" It was a common question amongst amongst civilians in certain areas, like, what would you do if you were in a foxhole with a gay dude? And the answer was always, if he likes me, I want him dead because he's gonna make sure I get out alive. He ain't gonna want to see me dead.
Hell yeah. Lift me up like She-Hulk, baby. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's get the fuck out of here.
That's the thing. Is like, yo, certain situations, man, you gotta put your shit aside. And once you learn that, to Cap's point, once you learn that you can do that, that should be the norm now. That should be where you and
that's what
again,
I'm saying. Like,
I know it. Again, nuance and all that shit. I know it's not an overnight thing.
Yeah.
But the road to making that your norm should be a little easier.
Yeah.
Because the only true difference between anybody is the ones you were fucking told about. And I say that because we watched Ms. Marvel. And I didn't think I was going to connect. But I connected to the family. Because the family is like a fucking Spanish family. The wedding
season
shit
2,
is
baby.
just,
we got cleared. Season 2, Ms. Marvel. We got cleared.
But the wedding shit, that was like, yo, that's a fucking... Then, like I said before, with Nakia being of two worlds. And like, I connect to that. And that's a characterization of a teenage Muslim female. And here I am, a 37-year-old white-looking Hispanic dude. And I'm like, yo, I've been through the same shit. I know what that's like. Because the only differences are ones that was told to us. That's why if you watch kids in a room, they don't fucking care.
Yeah.
They just play. They just find a friend and play. It don't matter what the fuck is going on.
And to that point, it's like, you know, change is always a thing you could look into. Like, you know, I'm not gonna lie and say that I wasn't a stupid 16-year-old kid and said some dumb shit growing up in, you know, inner cities of New York, biggest melting pot ever. Like, I'm pretty sure I said some really dumb things about gays, about black. I remember at the time, like, I no longer say, "Oh, that's so gay." Like, if like in context of like, "Oh, that sucks," right? But like, and maybe it slips out, but like, I don't have any instances like me. Oh, that's garbage. That's whack. You know, it's like, I'm not saying that I didn't say that when I was 14, but it's like I'm about to be 40. So like change is also acceptable, and change happens when you accept. And I've always, like, I don't think I've ever been like a bad person. I was just a dumb kid saying stupid things. But
Yeah.
like not too long ago, I was, you know, I was doing my Instagram thing and I was doing my little RC Instagram. I met so many different people. I want to say about 90%, like 75% of them were, you know, sexually ambiguous, binary. There was transgenders. There was gays. Bro, the one person that would like defend me the most was like just a lesbian girl. She would hit me up, "Oh my God, Cabs, your work is incredible." She'd hype me up so much, like, and like we would have group chats and shit. And like sometimes I was always the odd man out. I was always the guy, you know what I'm saying? Even though I didn't portray myself like that, but I was just always him. So like we would say something in a group chat, I would say something and no one would respond. And there she goes. You know, she just swoop straight in. "Yeah, Cabs, that's funny as hell. That's awesome." And like, I love that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like put yourself around other people, you learn. And like by this time, you know, obviously I'm a completely different person than I was when I was 14. But like, put yourself in the mix of these things. You're never gonna learn if you don't put yourself in the mix. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like not everywhere you go is dangerous or scary. Like you can go to places where these kind of things are just cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, put yourself in other situations. Step out of the box for a minute, bro. Like, and you will learn that, man, people are just amazing. Like, yeah, there's a lot of assholes out there.
Yeah.
We can talk about that till the cows come home. Or we could just talk about awesome how people can be as well. And like, person that you wouldn't expect to click with is the one that you end up clicking with the most.
Yeah.
There's something beautiful in that.
Funny, there's always that saying of you figure out more stuff when you're in a comfortable situation, when you're vulnerable. That's what you got to do with yourself. You know what I mean? A situation you never find yourself in, and then there you go. You know what I'm saying? Either it's going to be a great time, or you'll at least learn something from it. It can never be all that sucked. What did you learn? You don't like that. All right, and at least I know that much. You know what I mean? Yeah, but always be open to other people. You'd be surprised how often you guys connect with the most random thing ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you're not better than anyone.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So stop with that that entitled shit. You know, we're all fucking, as much as everybody wants to be different, we're all the same. We're all fucking a heart pumping blood, and the blood is transferring oxygen to the muscles, and we need, you know, we're eating food and drinking water and all that other shit, man. That's basically what a human being is. We reproduce the same way. So
you know when I started thinking like this? A couple years back. I mean, many years back. I think I was like 18, 19. You know, we have that common thing about Latinos where we like to use vapor rub to fix everything.
Yeah.
But like, you know who else believes? You know who else believes in that heavy? Asians. Like, Asians fuck with vapor rub just as much as we do. I remember hearing that when I was like 19. I'm getting raspy. I remember when I was like 19 hearing that, and I'm like, "Oh shit, word?" It's like, yeah. And it's like, there's so much cultural things that we do alike that we don't even recognize.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, like you would like watching Miss Marvel, like it was a constant, you know, Leo meme pointing at the crib. Yeah, I do that. We do that.
Oh, I have that aunt. We have those aunts.
We have a really good question. We have a really good question for this. Sorry to cut it off. I really want to ask this to Cap and Leather Man that's here today. Joe Coy said that. I heard him say that a couple years back. Exactly. Like they used like bro, like. But look, this is a good. I'm wondering, guys, is there a superhero like Blue Marvel, Hyperion, or Sentry in Marvel Comics that represents the Latino community?
All right,
America Chavez.
So there's there's a lot of ground level Hispanic characters,
Mm-hmm.
but the two most powerful that come to mind real quick, especially in Marvel, America Chavez, who
Yeah.
has been written to stand toe to toe. She hasn't beaten Blue Marvel.
She
but
fought him.
She stood with him.
She fought
hung with
him.
And we're gonna say the significance of that later on in the podcast,
which makes her at least as strong as Century.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one, Robbie Reyes as Ghost Rider, because Ghost Rider has the spirit of vengeance and all that shit has the potential to reach God level.
Okay.
So Robbie Reyes has the potential. I know Johnny Blaze has become God level, mode as Ghost Rider. And Robbie can also fucking reach that level if the writers want him to. So those are the two that come to mind.
And if it comes to popularity, we also got Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miles Morales is probably the most popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. Popularity though, not power. Although
he's
Venom,
probably
the Venom and the invisibility is out of control.
Yeah. He's probably the strongest of the Spider-Men.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no. Miguel O'Hara.
Miguel O'Hara.
Yes.
You said Robbie Reyes, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's simply because I completely agree with that one. You know what I mean? But yeah, but it's funny when I saw the question, I was like, damn, like no Superman-esque character came to mind for me.
There is not a Superman.
And I was gonna say Scott Summers' brother, but he just drew him. The way he's drawn has a very Hispanic look to him. And I think his name, they call him Volcano, I believe.
Okay. He has another brother besides
besides Havoc.
Havoc.
Remember, his father is a space pirate.
Yeah.
God, that's cool.
Yeah.
And your brother's name is Havoc, and your son is Cable, and you're bleh. Anyway, that's just I don't like Cyclops, but I'm trying to say his father had a kid in space, and his name is Volcano.
Who was the cap?
This real quick. Yes, there's a female Latina Ghost Rider.
Yes, there is.
I didn't name her because
Latinx, sir. It's Latinx.
Yeah. Okay.
I did that.
I didn't name her because she's not as prominent yet.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like much like the Monarch.
You open up a can of worms, Cavs.
She's the furthest away from getting to that seat.
My bad.
I was about to fucking go off right now.
It's a joke. Yo, Cap.
I was about to rant.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm getting weak.
Listen, at the risk of sounding ignorant, because I don't know the base of that, it just, to me, that sounds like the dumbest shit in the world.
It does.
Latin is already neutral. Latino and Latina is the gender roles. Latin already neutral.
We could have just said Latin.
Cap,
right? I do have a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
America Chavez, Blue Marvel, they were ultimates. Carol Danvers was in there. Rambeau. Who else was in there? I know they have like a group.
Yeah, it changes from.
I don't remember, but so again, the reason I know about America Chavez, because America Chavez is relatively new, y'all. She's pretty new, like 2010, and I heard that there is a superhero female living in Washington Heights, helping people out with their groceries and shit. And I'm like, okay, I gotta jump into that. I gotta see what's this. So I learned about the Ultimates and her involvement with Blue Marvel, her involvement with Monica Rambeau. But like that group is so crazy. I think Black Panther was in there for a bit. That group is really cool. At one point, it was just a group of black folk. And it's Blue Marvel, America, Monica Rambeau, Black Panther. Like, that's a sick ass group right there. So let me tell you.
You want to know something that's funny. Technically, I don't know if we can really fully consider
Okay.
America Chavez, one of us, since she's technically not from
She's
a place where that designation
essentially
exists.
Superman.
She's she is kind of like Latino American. She's like alien American.
Who's gonna
She's
say
like alien
Latinx? You're gonna say Latinx?
Yep, he was.
I don't want to say that.
So here's the official lineup: Blue Marvel,
Uh-huh.
Black Panther,
Uh-huh.
Captain Marvel. She's now called Miss America, but it's America Chavez and
Uh-huh.
Spectrum, which is
Okay.
Monica Rambeau.
Which is Monica.
Okay.
That team is badass, bro.
Yo.
That team is super dope.
That is literally the strongest team Marvel has ever put together.
Yeah.
And it's funny because
Yeah.
you not only power-wise, but that is a very intelligent group as well.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Please understand that as Cabs as Toe will tell us about Blue Marvel. Make no mistakes. Reed Richard can easily have a conversation with him with no problem. So I want you guys to understand.
I mean, Blue Marvel frequents the stratosphere space, and he's just out there talking to the Watcher and shit. Like he's just Blue Marvel. Like it's funny because when we spoke about him last, obviously I went back and did more research, and like that is a polarizing character.
Yes. And the
I
thing
didn't
is,
realize how deep the story went.
I had no idea. I knew
Yo.
base level group ultimate stuff, but when I really digged in, that is a polarizing character.
Yes.
And
I
I'm
thought
glad
I knew,
you guys are doing
and it
this
turned
episode.
out I knew nothing.
yo, listen.
But that's the thing about Blue Marvel. No one does. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And-
I mean, within the comic, itself, it's like the point is to erase him.
Yep.
Yeah, oh man.
And the crazy shit is this: the story of Blue Marvel is just as strong as the character of Blue Marvel.
Absolutely.
Because Blue Marvel can knock out the Hulk or what's the name of the older Hulk that's like that smart and savage Hulk with the gray hair?
Yeah. Maestro?
Maestro. He can knock out both the Hulk and Maestro with one punch.
There we go.
Yeah.
I was like, when did he come stop with a master?
Did I do the same thing?
Let me talk. Let me talk to my cousin for 1 second. Then I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? No, but he could knock them both out with one punch. That's how strong Blue Marvel is.
Mhm.
He is the equivalent to Superman, if not stronger. You know, he's made of antimatter. You know what I'm saying? Like he is. We'll get to it, but like he's the perfect arc reactor to harness antimatter.
I'm here for this. I want to learn more about
where
this
his
character.
where his counterpart is antimatter also, but he doesn't have he's like a nuclear power plant that's about to erupt. He's unstable.
Chernobyl.
Yeah, he's so
Chernobyl.
let's get into Blue Marvel.
Yes.
Right now, some of the details is gonna come and go. You guys, I'll ask you guys if you can fill in if you can.
It's a crazy story.
So it starts in the all right. So one.
You want me to give just a slight background?
Well, I'll give
Before you get
his
into the
best.
story?
I'll give his best background as I can, but I just want to say this: to reality, Black Panther is the first Black comic book hero in the Marvel universe. Through the timeline, Blue Marvel was. No one knew it, but in one of the comics, I forgot what run it was.
It was the Ultimate Avengers, or
Yeah, so they were. I forgot the name of Blue Marvel's counter, like his best friend,
Anti-Man.
Anti-Man. There you go. So the X-Men, the Avengers, and the Fantastic Four were all together trying to fight Anti-Man.
Anthony, we're gonna get to you. We're gonna get to you.
Yeah, we're gonna get to you. So they're all trying to fight this dude, and they're getting nowhere. They're getting mollywopped. And Anti-Man turns around and goes, if Blue Marvel couldn't defeat me, what makes you think you guys can? And Iron Man turns around and goes, who the fuck is Blue Marvel?
Huh?
And he literally was like, and one of them was like, isn't he the guy that did some shit like in the 60s?
yeah, Reed Richards was like, yo,
Yeah.
yeah, hero from the 60s.
Yeah, and so this led Iron Man to go to the government, and he's looking up stuff, and he's trying to figure out who Blue Marvel was, and it led him to the president back in the day, or one of the guys running. I don't know their names, but it was a high level guy back in the day.
JFK.
Yeah, he was the one in the wheelchair.
Oh no, that was somebody else. That's
Yeah.
some made up guy. But
Yeah,
JFK
so-
was president.
No, I know that. So there was a comic book character. He went in there to find out who Blue Marvel was, and he's like, "Listen, that boy, he's dead." And Captain Iron Man took exception to that because it was racist, but it went into the origin of Blue Marvel. Now, back in the 60s, Blue Marvel was a guy who defended the planet. He wasn't an American hero. He's like Superman. He wasn't an American hero. He had the thing of, if there's a meteor coming and it hits China, it's killing the planet. It's not killing China, it's killing the planet. I have to go stop the meteor from coming.
Intergalactic hero.
Yes. He's like, if a nuke goes off, it's killing the planet. It's not killing Russia, it's killing the planet. So I'm gonna go fucking stop that. Now, Blue Marvel was a ex-military sergeant.
Yeah.
So like, he's a highly decorated military soldier.
And an all-state fullback.
Yes.
4 touchdowns, 1 game.
Yes. And he also has his
Pilates.
he has his PhD from Yale or Harvard. Like he's a high level intellect.
An absolute unit.
Yes.
Just
yeah.
absolute unit.
He is what you guys expect Captain America and Reed Richards to be. We'll put it that way. Yes. We'll put it that way. If I'm not mistaken, there were times where the government was trying to harness antimatter to become like a clean, renewable source of energy that will never fade, like nuclear power. And him and Anti-Man they were working on it. They were trying to harness it. And he was telling Reed Richards later on it's very difficult to harness it, but we'll get to that later. So something happened in the reactor. It blew up. Him and his partner took the brunt of the situation. That's where they get their powers from.
Connor Sims. That's
Connor Sims.
name.
Okay, there you go. Connor Sims and Adam Bashard, Blue Marvel. So that's where they get their powers from. So Adam, decides that, he finally dresses up as a hero. He goes around, he's saving people. He's fighting for justice and for human beings. It was never about black or white or any other race or anything. It was about saving people. And Anti-Man comes around, and it's an all-out battle. Picture Superman
Man of
versus
Steel.
Doomsday. Yeah,
And the Man of Steel.
Yeah, pretty much. And when Blue Marvel finally defeats Anti-Man, they both take a hard hit. He goes into the rubble. He comes out. His mask is ripped, and you see it's a black man. Everyone was cheering for Blue Marvel in the comics. You see this strip. He's in the rubble, and everyone's like, Blue Marvel, Blue Marvel, Blue Marvel. He stands up. His mask is ripped, and they're like...
Record scratch.
Yeah, it went silent.
And he was in the north. He
Yeah.
wasn't down south when this happened.
He went silent, and the media people were like, Blue Marvel, the world's strongest man, is black? This was the news. JFK is in his war room looking at the situation. They do some kind of facial recognition on him, and they find out who this guy is because they didn't know. No one knew who Blue Marvel was. And he goes, the strongest man in the universe is a black man. That, he's like, that's devastating. Like, that's dangerous right now. Because this is around the time where segregation was happening and there was civil war was going through. This is right before the civil rights movement.
Mm-hmm.
The civil rights movement just started, but it didn't take place as strong as it was. So now this is dangerous. And JFK and his people are like, yo, listen, Blue Marvel, we need you to step down. We're going to give you the Congressional Medal of Honor, and we need you to stop doing what you're doing because black people hate you because you're not running around killing white people. White people hate you because you're black.
Because they think you're going to kill the white people.
Yeah. And right now, to have a black man with all this power is very fucking dangerous. So this is where you go back to Iron Man talking to the dude. He's like, so if, where the fuck is he? We need him. This guy's back. We can't beat this guy without him. And he says, we sent him out to outer space to go fight an alien that we were tracking, and we hoped they were going to kill each other. Turns out he didn't kill him. He just came back and said, fuck it, I killed the alien. I'm back. I'm done. I'm going to retire. They put a female agent on him that was white to spy on him to make sure that he didn't do nothing, even though he gave his word he wasn't gonna. Yeah.
To tell you the degree of disgust this is when it's revealed that she was an agent.
Yeah.
She specifically studied Black history in Africa and America, the civil rights.
Yeah.
She studied. She didn't have firsthand knowledge of it growing up. She studied it to entrap him.
Yeah.
She learned to season chicken.
Yeah. In the comics,
she learned to
no, for real. In the comics, there's a panel with her sitting in a chair with a notepad, and the word says, "Ain't no Viet Cong ever called me a nigga," but it didn't. It just said "N," and it was fucking Muhammad Ali.
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad Ali was on the screen, and she's writing notes. She's looking at Malcolm X. She's looking at everybody else. She's trying to get in. But the thing is, you can study us all you want. Until you live that life, you have no idea what you're in for.
Absolutely.
So she went in as an agent. She, the damsel in distress, she just moved in next door. She gets to know him. They start going out. She starts seeing that he's not allowed anywhere. Like, yo, let's go to this restaurant that looks good. And there's a big ass sign saying whites only. And it hits her like, wait, what do you mean? This is just food. Like, why can't he come in? Then she starts getting the brunt of it with white guys going, oh, you lover and traitor and all this other stuff. And they start throwing bottles at him. And she's sitting there respecting the fact that Blue Marvel, a man that can literally toss one of these dudes into the sun from where he's standing, is just sitting there going, yo, listen, guys, we don't want no problems. I'm just going to leave. Don't worry about it. She don't know no better. Like, he's holding back all of his anger just because he's a guy that he protects people. He doesn't hurt them. So she genuinely falls in love with him. But then eventually he finds out that she's an agent. And this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Because now, not only did he have to worry about racism from the people, not being able to be a hero from the government, it was like, even you're fucking fake. The woman that I love was fake. You're an agent. And she's like, oh, but you don't understand. I love you too, blah, blah, blah. But he didn't trust that. He's like, you was here to spy on me. I told you already that I wasn't going to do it. You fucking people, they controlled every aspect of his life. He couldn't do nothing for himself. So he said, fuck this, and he flies to the moon. Now there's called a blue spot on the moon that actually has some kind of breathable oxygen for him to live on. Mm-hmm. This is where the Kree and Apocalypse and everybody else has their base of the Inhumans. This is where they have their base of operations on the moon. When he gets there, he sees the Kree that made their own thing, and the Watcher comes sees him. He's like, yo, fuck, bro. Like, I left this planet to get away from white people, and I got a giant white person right here. and the Watcher turns around and goes, my bad, and turns black. And Blue Marvel literally looks at the Watcher and goes, no. Don't pull that bullshit with me. Don't turn black now because I said that. Like, go back to where you were. Like, this is in the comics. He telling, like, don't turn black on my accord. Fuck that. Because it wasn't about black and white. But the Watcher turns around and goes, listen. Yeah. He goes, listen. He goes, even on the moon, the Kree hate the other Kree because of the color of their skin. There's blue and there's pink Kree. He's like, listen, this shit's been going on for millennia. This planet needs you. You can't sit here and, feel sorry for yourself because of the way the shit is. You need to be the hero that you are. So going to that time, they gave a file. Tony found out about the agent. He goes to the agent's house. He's like, yo, I'm not here to fuck around. I know you're the Blue Marvel's wife. I know this shit. Yeah, we need him. So she calls him up. He winds up coming back down. And literally, it was one of those. He comes down and is like, listen, I'm going to fucking help you, but we need something to stabilize black matter. And this is where Reed Richards goes, you can't do that. It's impossible. He goes, no. It's hard to do. I am the living embodiment of an arc reactor for black matter. I can control it. Like, he's the opposite of me. He can't control it. This is where the level of intellect comes in for this man, because he's teaching Reed Richards.
And there you go. There you go, Anthony. There you go. You wanted to ask who's the smartest one? You got your answer. I was hoping you got here. I was hoping you got to read. I was waiting for that very moment.
Yeah. He's teaching Reed Richards, like, yo, y'all playing over here with nuclear power and all this other bullshit and gamma radiation. We had black matter. We had antimatter.
We have antimatter over here, bro. Like, get on our level.
Yeah, for real. And he's teaching Reed Richards how to do it. And Iron Man is like, yo, bro, how do you just sit there? You're the most powerful and you don't do nothing. And Reed Richards literally turns around and goes, yo, bro, you don't understand what he went through. And he's telling him, he's like, we are superheroes because we saved the day and you got an iron suit and we was changed by space and people know all that. Cap was a science project, but the X-Men do the exact same shit that we do, but they're ridiculed because they're mutants. Because the fear of being born with something like that makes people hate them. And Reed Richards knew this because his son is technically a mutant because he was born with the mutation that Reed Richards got in space, right? So he's like, there are actual fucking entities and groups of people that were made to kill Reed Richards' son. So Reed Richards got exposed to the level of bigotry and hate and, mutanism or whatever you want to call it firsthand. So he realizes what's going on with Blue Marvel. And he's like, yo, listen, I don't blame him. He had he's a hero, but because he's black, solely on the color of his skin, people hated him. When they didn't know he was black, he was the most popular and beloved person on the planet. And the minute they found out he was black, at least in this country, they ridiculed him. They hated him. They wanted to attack him. They wanted him to be in jail and locked up. Said, fuck everything you did for us. You're a black man. You shouldn't have these powers. And the crazy shit is, the reason why I wanted to bring this up now is because this is in the 60s they wrote this.
Mm-hmm.
With JFK and all that.
Well,
the area. I get it, but I'm saying this is the era of the 60s, right? Where there was legitimate. They killed people because they drank out of the wrong water fountain.
Yeah.
There is none of that nowadays. But what there is nowadays is you found out that Blue Marvel was black, and he's not good enough for you. And it's fucked up nowadays because this is so fucking. This is what I was mentioning. Is like, just because the color of his skin, he's not good enough for you. They also said Captain America was made as Weapon 1 to kill the mutants. If he wasn't frozen, he would have been a weapon to fight the mutants, not Hitler.
So I want to touch on that. That's the significance of Blue Marvel, is because he was discovered as an African-American male back in 1962. They went in their war room in the fictional government in Marvel Comics. They went to their war room. They went to Trask, and the Sentinel program, the weapons program, what eventually became the Superhero Act, all that shit that we grew up reading about, all stemmed from Blue Marvel. They went back and retroactively and retconned it and made it all stem from that moment. And like Toe was saying, Cap would have been. So World War II was a test run for Captain America. They wanted to see how he would handle a combat situation. And then they were going to make more to handle a mutant threat. Because up to that point, nobody was just born with shit that they couldn't control or didn't understand.
No, yeah.
Anthony, I wouldn't doubt that happens. Go back to Knucklehead Comic Podcast Origins.
Yep.
We had a whole one. I think it was like episode 3.
Yeah. How Professor X, Martin Luther King, and Magneto was Malcolm X.
Yo, if they go that route, I'm all for it. But you know how people get.
Yeah.
Nuance. Let's do it right.
Well, the only nuance I would say is because now you just took a.
Because the thing
Even
is
though
that
he's a villain,
Magneto is
he's
he's
a Holocaust
Jewish.
survivor.
You can't.
Little
Yeah, it
thing.
gets a little weird there.
But
he is a Holocaust.
you can make Professor X black. You can leave Magneto as Jewish and make Professor X black because now they have this similar experience.
Yeah, this is the similar experiences, different like situations and upbringings, which might even make shit even more interesting in that case because it's like, yo, we're so different, but we're so alike at the same time.
But you know something? That's actually fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Because that will inform why Professor X did the X-Men. Because he faced racism and all that shit. But Magneto they literally were trying to wipe him out.
Yeah.
So that's why he's more aggressive.
Yeah.
And Professor X isn't. Because it's the same similar situation, but the level is not the same.
Just don't make it this. Just don't make it this. What's this Esposito guy?
Giancarlo Esposito.
I don't want like I know there's like a huge hype for him right now. You get somebody else. Because I heard rumors. We can get somebody else.
That's actually not a bad idea, by Anthony.
Yeah,
that's not a bad idea because it's literally the same thing, just in a different place.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. That's actually a way to do what we're aiming for. That's actually great.
Yeah,
you know, not the actual, but you know what I mean, like rewriting it that way. You know, no, because everything's just getting out of context. You say something's great, the general statement, none of the end, just rewriting it.
yeah. And so if you guys want to continue the story of what happens after,
please.
Well,
I am sorry. I'm gonna have to step away. I'm getting a little raspy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get some good sleep. Wake up tomorrow. I'm gonna go get a PCR test just to make sure that it isn't a COVID or whatever. I took 2 antigen tests or rapid ones, and I was negative. Shits aren't 100%, but they're not bad. But great episode, great to see you back. We will be back next. I will be back next week. 100% for tier list. Anthony, thank you so much for the great questions.
Yes.
Those are all awesome. Appreciate you. Peace out, guys.
Yo, Kaz, appreciate you making out as long as you did, bro.
All right, brothers.
Yep. So, Blue Marvel actually is powerful enough to fight Galactus.
Galactus, yes. Celestials, no, they're on a completely different tier. Like I said, Ghost Rider had to go God mode.
Listen, here's the thing though. Blue Marvel's power is unlimited. It's limitless. He actually may have the power to rewrite reality. Like that's how powerful this guy can be. You know, like if someone wanted to make him a God mode, they have the liberties to write his powers because of the antimatter and this, like, you know, what his limitations are. Because, you know, they actually said that Superman bench pressed the Earth like 500 and something times.
But see, here's the thing. This is my problem with Superman-esque type characters is when you look at like Celestials, right? Let's use them. They are literal gods and creators. Yeah. They can create. All right. When you look at the Ghost Rider has a tangible power structure to where you could see how he gets to the level he needs to and what he has to do to get to that place. When you just throw around, he's like Superman and he's just as strong as we fucking need him to be, that makes no sense.
Well,
you can't just in a storytelling context, you can't just go, he's got infinite energy. Like, but what the fuck does that mean?
Well, the thing is with the thing,
he just can do whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
The thing with antimatter.
I think it's the potential to be more is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I understand what Cap is saying. It's like it's a cop out and kind of like an easy, but you know, you can be great, but you know, usually you stay in this realm.
So it's like this. If you watch Dragon Ball Z,
oh man,
right? you see how each level, Super Saiyan 4, Blue,
Super
Ultra
Saiyan 6
Instinct,
Black.
Super Saiyan,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
you see the progression and how they got to each
Mhm.
level. So when
Absolutely.
you tell me, oh, but Superman's stronger, how? What gear is Superman reaching that he wasn't already at?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he never has to reach an extra gear. Even when he fought Doomsday, he didn't have to reach an extra gear and unlock something. He just showed up and boom. Now I'm hitting you harder than I hit him.
I mean, remember
Okay.
the whole thing with Superman is that he always has a hold back. That's everybody's cop out with Superman. Well, he's been holding his back this whole time. He's been holding
Yeah, but
back.
even when he holds back, he should be like punching people to another planet.
But
Like,
holding back,
if you're that strong,
holding back is not, what do you call it? Is not gaining a new level. You're just doing your baseline. Holding back, you're not doing your baseline if you're holding back. So
What I'm
Yeah.
trying
is
to tell
your
you is that's what everybody uses.
no, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
Unlimited power.
yeah. So here's the thing, though, with antimatter. I could be mistaken. I've heard this a while ago, but Neil deGrasse Tyson is saying that antimatter isn't actually like things like a replacement of matter. I think it's the opposite of matter. Like it's a form of matter, but it's something completely different. So when you actually use it, and we don't fully understand it, you can manipulate it to be pretty much whatever you want.
Okay.
And when he's only using antimatter for strength, flying, speed, and durability and all other shit, he can lock that to be other things where he can rewrite reality, where he can, actually be strong enough to fight a celestial.
Which leads me to my next point. So let me address this real quick here. He's beaten both Void and Sentry. And not only because they're the same person, but because they've actually stood toe to toe.
And just to let you know, the Void, I think is seen as something like antimatter kind of thing. So that plays right into, you know what I'm saying? Blue Marvel power set.
Real quick, I just Googled it. Antimatter is the same as ordinary matter, except it has the opposite electrical charge. So, do with that what you must.
Yeah, I feel like now I know what show feels like because you just said words, and I'm like, okay. But his again, another point of my problem with Superman X type characters is if the necessity for that hero dwindles, the stronger you make him.
Yeah.
Because if he was around when Thanos came with the Infinity Gauntlet, we don't need the other Avengers or Adam Warlock or just send him.
Well, we know why. We know why he didn't. We know why he wasn't. Yeah.
Didn't do anything.
No, but I get what you're saying though.
But my point is, when he is introduced, he's not mainstream by any means.
No.
Because we don't need him. We have 15 other people.
Yeah.
Like the reason why Carol Danvers in Endgame shows up at the end and is not throughout the entire movie is because she kind of makes everybody else pointless.
You know, there's a way to have Blue Marvel in the MCU with that scene. Because now, granted, Thanos came from the portal and all that, but there could have been like an invasion of Thanos' ship coming in space, and you had Blue Marvel destroy, like even in like the first Avengers, all the things that are in space, and you have Blue Marvel out there destroying those planes out in space. No one's seeing it, because he was on so like, yo, I have to protect. Because there was an instance in the comic where the Watcher goes, if you truly believe that human beings cannot change, then let them die. Watch the planet destroy. And he goes, not on my watch. I can't let them die. He goes, then you believe that people could change then.
But now here's to my point. If you put him in the movie just to in the background, we didn't notice he was destroying other fucking ships, you render him useless. Because the strongest character in the world, and all he did was Border Patrol.
Like stop the outside threat instead of going in and stopping the actual.
And
Remember, Loki was a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that is because it's the line Okoye says in Infinity War when Scarlet Witch comes down and starts fucking people up. Okoye goes, "Why the fuck did you keep her up there?
Yeah.
Why was she not down?"
I can see where Toe is coming from in a sense of like you just see a blue streak come around and destroying ships, but he's on something like, you know what? I think I've done enough. You know, because the Watcher can tell him the Earth has Avengers. Because the Watcher would know clearly is what he does. He's like, but he just does that on some. Okay, then I guess if they have heroes, I think I've done enough. You know, on something like just a little.
Yeah.
Like listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I have to pick between Captain Marvel and Blue Marvel, you know who I'm picking.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the comic book character itself, not the actress at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The character itself. If I have to pick between one of those two, I'm going with Blue Marvel. Because he's more interesting anyway.
True. And not for nothing, the Watcher could be like, oh, their handling was out on the planet. You don't need to be there. But they can't handle that. Yeah.
So
this is where they need you.
In a sense, it's like a moment, and people are like, what the hell? Who can that be? And then eventually you lead to it where somebody breaks it down. Like even in Secret Invasions.
Yes.
The Fury goes, I'll tell you exactly what that is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you what it is because I got the clearance because I'm a new eye now.
No, yeah. One thing that I wanted to bring up, and Anthony, you didn't mention this shit when you want to talk about Spanish and race and all that. He was having this back and forth with like, yo, these people aren't worth saving. They can't change, blah, blah, blah. One of his best friends is Namor. And he went to the sea because his base is in the sea. And Namor was like, yo, you're a land dweller. You can't fucking be down here. But he's like, listen, I fought with Captain America and the Red Tails.
The Red Tails.
And he's like, and he's like, they didn't have any powers. They were ridiculed by their own people, but they showed up every day. They was the most intelligent and bravest pilots that we've seen fight with us in the war against these people. And they landed just for the racism and to get beaten, be called stupid and all this other shit. He's like, I've seen it firsthand. Those people on land ain't shit. Yeah, they didn't accept me down here because I'm half of one of you people. But these are my people. I chose these people. And if it came down to it, I'll kill every single one of you up there to protect my people. Fuck them. And this is where Blue Marvel was like, bro, I'm here to save everybody. But see, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I have to save y'all, I save y'all. If I have to save them, I save them. He didn't want to be a part of this. I'm a black man. I'm on the black side. I'm a man, and this is my planet, and I'm saving it.
Yep.
Yeah. This is something I wanted to touch on because now this runs into where we are now with Sam Wilson and with Isaiah Bradley, because Blue Marvel was hated by everybody, as mentioned earlier, because he wouldn't stand with his own, because he's supposed to protect everybody. All right. But then so now they write Sam as Cap. And he, for the life of him, he cannot hold on to that title in the comics.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because every time they give it to him, he's not allowed to be the... Steve Rogers never fought for white America.
No.
He fought for America. And I know you can make the argument that fighting for America is essentially fighting for white America. But Steve Rogers never expressly went, white guys are here, I'm here backing them up.
Yeah.
But Sam, even you see it on the show, and that's what people had a problem with on the show, you have to acknowledge that. You have to address that. And you have to come from that point of view of, oh, you think it's an us versus them. I have to react as if this is an us versus them. And what happens? He can't keep the mantle of Cap in the comics. The viewership for the show actually suffers because people are tired of hearing race and blah, 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 blah. But then again...
No, if they listen to it, they wouldn't have to hear it as much.
But then again, if you made him not react to that, then you would sit there and go, all all right, you would have a situation where people would look at Sam and go, Sam, you're in a position now to make legit change. It's the fucking Killmonger
Yep.
reasoning. Like
Absolutely.
Wakanda, you can do all this shit for us.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do shit. So what the fuck good are you to me?
Absolutely. Yeah. What do you good to the average us? You know what I mean? Like the average.
No, yeah.
No, I completely understand that. You know what I mean? But it's funny because Cap is right in the comics. He's 1 minute he's Falcon again. The next minute he's Cap. 1 minute he's Falcon. Next minute I remember reading a run and I was like, if he becomes Falcon one more time, if I hear Sam Wilson's Falcon again, bro, I'm gonna stop reading this run.
the reason for that is just like in the comics for Blue Marvel, or just like with the show, people they don't want change. They want their Steve Rogers to wear the Stars and Stripes.
Absolutely.
So every time you try to push the goalpost and push the ball down the field, you get
There's
people
a penalty
come in
somewhere.
and go, yeah, they're like, we don't want it, so you got to go back. They had an entire this whole Blue Marvel thing ends with the Age of Heroes, which was a discerned effort to go, well, fuck, let's bring it all back. Fuck Ironheart and all this. Let's make Cap Steve Rogers Cap again. Let's make Tony Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring back Thor as fucking Thor Odinson, and let's go back to when everybody was white. And now they've added more pieces to it.
Essentially a clean slate.
Yeah. And that was brought on because the fans, or not the readers, the majority of them, or let me not say the majority, the loudest portion of the fandom whined and cried about everything being taken away from them. And they were like, Marvel was like, well, fuck it, we'll give it back.
So here's a fun fact, and that's actually correct, which is sad. There was you guys remember the Superman show, right? The Superman animated show?
Yes.
Was probably that's what made Superman extremely interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? But you remember how Lex Luthor looked, right?
Yeah.
Tanned, right?
Yep.
And the dude that did his voice was the guy that from Highlander. I forgot the gentleman's name, man, but he was in the first Highlander movie, Christopher Lambert, the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
Clancy Brown. That's his name. So anyway, the idea was at one point is to make Lex Luthor black or Hispanic, because the way he was drawn and the colors, like, my man, ain't no white man that tanned. I'm sorry, we're done with that. You know what I mean? And so what was this? They did a testing of a comic book, but not the drawing you see in animated series. Just a regular drawing of they would generally make him in the comics. People went ape shit. Just because they were like, yo, he might be Hispanic or black. Literally lost their shit. It was the second most losing their shit to Jason Todd being murdered. You know what I mean?
So if you look at this,
that.
You can, so with the brightness on my phone, I'm gonna see if I can turn that down, because you can make the argument that Lex Luthor is a white dude and that's a black dude behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can make the argument that that's a Spanish dude and a black dude.
Yeah.
Or a light-skinned dude and a black dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's very ambiguous.
Yeah. So
it's kind of like Two-Face.
Yeah, the thing was because a lot of times he'd be in the shadow or something like that. They were like, yo, let's do it. And you know how you do like fan polls?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, next to Jason Todd being equally hated across the board. By the way, I was not with you guys on that. I like the fact that he had an attitude before, but that's just me. I don't like Damian. I love Jason. All of a sudden, it went to, no, he always has to be white. And the creators were like, why? Why can't a black and Latino man just be the smartest person on earth and hate the alien? You see the irony in that?
Yeah.
Nobody sees how ironic that would be.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I've said I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again. It's a thing of a certain sector in every culture. It's not
Yes.
just here in America. A certain sector in every culture believes they're here,
Mhm.
and everybody else is here. And instead of seeing it as these people came up, they see it as they fell down.
Yeah.
And as long as they keep seeing it as they fell down,
Yeah.
we're never going to change. Because it's not a thing of, oh, it's not a thing of, oh, they want to make Ariel, they want to make Lex Luthor black.
Yeah.
It's they're taking from us to give to them.
I mean, I thought making Lex Luthor Latino in any sense and him hating an alien from another planet, I'm like, yo, do me a favor and understand the irony in all of that.
Yeah.
You know how, because, apparently at the very beginning when the Mexicans started migrating here, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, anything of Latino descent, we're all Mexicans.
Yep.
All of us. We're all Mexicans, apparently.
Yeah.
And you seeing that irony, I just sit back and go, do me a favor and tell me you can't read that comic and go, this mother balls on this motherfucker right here, son. You read this shit? It'll be hilarious. But that backlash was so fast, they were like, and it's funny because they said the accents he brought, and he goes, would you have a problem? And he goes, the fuck do I care? They're still paying me to do the voice, and I'm having fun. I don't give a shit. It doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Make them purple for all I give a shit. I'm with it.
Yeah.
But that's and funny, Cap, that's the problem. It's a minute change that wouldn't change his intelligence, his drive, or whatever he does. It wouldn't change anything about the character.
Yeah.
Like the way he is, the way he's written is just, we're gonna go slightly to the right, but because it's not your straight and narrow, it bothers the fuck out of you.
Yeah. And the crazy shit is, like, for a minority character, like, people love Miles Morales, but let's keep it real. He would not have the responsibilities that Sam Wilson will have as Captain America. Spider-Man does not have the same responsibilities as Captain America. Captain America is the face of the nation.
That's why he's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, yes.
He's not captain of.
Yes. So when you're the leader of a nation,
yes, sir,
you have to show them problems. The thing is, it's too real for people who are outside of those problems. And it's always like, oh, I'm tired of hearing about this. Well, you know why you keep hearing about it? Because nothing is happening about it. Nothing is happening about it. You love the X-Men, and the X-Men was a fucking metaphor.
Commentary on,
for the same shit that we're talking about.
So here's the nuance thing. You know why the X-Men is more widely accepted? Because yes, it is a direct parallel to race and racism in America. But it is also a direct parallel to, well, I'm kind of weird and everybody doesn't get me.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like I'm kind of different, like the X. So it's a lot. It's a broader.
It's a broader.
It's a wider
net. That net goes bigger than just the Sam Wilson thing going along. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a broader net. You know what I mean? Like, I like the weird shit. I just random. I like to role play, right? Like, some people like to role play.
Yeah.
All right. But you know what I'm saying? And they can see themselves in it, but it's just one of those things where it's unfortunate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
Because at the end of the day, honestly, we're all fucking weird.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a movie you like that nobody else does. Like today, after Snickers, I watched The Principal with John Belushi. That movie's terrible, son. But I cannot not watch that movie, bro. I literally have to, from beginning to end, I have to watch it.
We all know how I feel about Malignant.
Well, yeah. It's just, there's a part of you that's weird, and to me it boggles my mind that we can't accept the weirdness of each other.
Yeah,
we're all fucking weird, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, for real.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
But but the thing is, it's like, I'm sorry, but if Captain America was around today, like Steve Rogers, if he was a real person, he would have to go through the same shit that Sam Wilson is. The only thing is, he'll be on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
Because Sam Wilson would be on some, dude, you're one of us. Why don't you speak up for us? And Cap will be like, you're nothing like us. You don't know what we have to deal with. Who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? So you're dealing with the same thing. If you want to make it into this time period and Captain America's walking around, he better be walking around in like fucking Midtown Manhattan, at the Times Square, where no one really gives a shit. He can't walk around in the Bronx or in fucking Harlem and people not tell him something. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
Because as beloved as you are, there's always gonna be that one person like, you don't fight for me. And I'll say it too. I'll say it too. Like, this ain't my country.
There's people that are never gonna feel that way ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what have you done for me? That's the attitude right there. When did you fight for me? I got robbed yesterday, bro. What was you?
And not for nothing. There's a lot of stories and a lot of history that our people, whatever color you want, it's not being told.
Yep.
And you have to represent that. And the best way to show it is, one of these comic runs has it. Like, why can't you, like, Junior, this is the anniversary, like, one of the people that killed him just got, like, I don't know, it was a life sentence or some shit. Remember the kid that they thought he was a gang member and they fucking brutally murdered him?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They just got sentenced for
two of them got life sentence. That's right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do some shit like that in the comic where it's like, yo, bro, you only care about this. What about this kid? You know what I'm saying?
Like they should do the Disney show of Isaiah Bradley.
Yes.
If you're gonna touch on it, and then once again, the same thing I said with the Bucky story, I would do is you can introduce other heroes, right? But still keep that everything he said when he said it in Winter Soldier has to be shown.
Yeah.
Okay, remember, the end is not a happy ending.
Nope.
It's not gonna end happy. It's gonna be experimented on. He's gonna be thrown in jail. But up to there, you can see how he had the hope, and then it turned into.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's probably won't be the most popular one to a lot of people, but it will be the most polarizing one they've ever had.
Yo,
you know what it could be? It could be a show about him talking to the Patriot.
And telling stories,
and then him being like, yo, nah, I gotta represent, and then that's when he starts taking the pills and he becomes a hero.
Like the Patriot tells him, I want to do something.
Yes.
And like somebody like Hawkeye or Kate Bishop drops him in the ear, like, listen, your father was it, your grandfather was it. We don't know if you have it, but we would like you to join us. And he's trying to make the decision, and his grandfather tells him the story along the way. Like, listen, here's the shit I went through, bro. I gave you cliff notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you got to know everything before you step in there. It works for Sam right now, but you ain't Sam.
Yep.
Here's the one change I would make for the Patriot. It said, here's the one change I would make for the Patriot. I don't think it's smart to depict a character who has to take pills to gain strength and shit like that. It's that's a real drug kind of thing. Yeah. If you want to give him the correct level of power, because to be honest, he's not as strong as everybody else. Well, he got something from his grandfather, but it wasn't fully passed down.
No.
Yeah.
He just got a little bit of it, and so he's got the appropriate
one of those things where it really develops as he becomes like a mature adult, like 1821, and it's like now it's blossoming, but it's not blossoming to the point of Cap or Isaiah. You know what I'm saying? Or even John Walker.
Or he finds an underdeveloped formula for the super soldier serum.
Because remember, according to Cap and Winter Soldier, that shit is everywhere.
Yeah.
They just have the Hulk sprinkled around everywhere.
The Hulk is a fucked up test run to try to recreate the. Yeah, but Bruce Banner was studying. Bruce Banner was using gamma radiation to recreate the super soldier serum, and that's how he turned the Hulk. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everyone wants to be Captain America. It has that power.
Yo, you know what's funny? To that point, everybody wants the power Cap, but Sam and Bucky, to a certain extent, are the only ones to understand that to go along with the power of Cap, you need the mentality of Steve Rogers.
Absolutely correct. That super soldier serum is nothing without.
Yeah.
If
you look at everybody who's had it, Johann Schmidt, who's the Red Skull, not gone. Like, she's not it. John Walker, even though that's my boy, U.S. Agent, he's not it. Nuke, he's not it.
Who's that? Nuke. Oh no, not Nuke.
He's not it. Like, you can give whoever you want, whatever you want, but you need that missing piece. Is the mentality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like the doctor said, it's like, you know,
It amplifies everything there is in a man.
Yeah.
If you're good, it makes you great. If you're bad,
Yeah.
it makes you worse.
The doctors also, you don't need this to be the man that you are. You know, that's most people see. Steve Rogers took it to have an equal shot to go do what's right.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else is taking it to either fill a hole or to gain an advantage.
Absolutely correct. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. It's
Yeah,
funny, even on Taskmaster, he took a version of it and it gave him, he had to learn all the skills, but he can, do the memory thing.
Yes.
Once again, another version that went another way. Unfortunately, it just takes away memory when you learn something. And that's fucked up. See, that's the Taskmaster I want. Because that's interesting. You know what I'm saying?
That is.
Not to segue too far, but the new the Thunderbolts movie with Taskmaster in it, they can now go into that with the whole shit in there.
Yep.
They can now go into her mind works in such a way now because all that got jumbled up that every new thing she learns, something else goes away.
Yeah, like it deletes a file to make room for the next file.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of that thing. Like it's not, there's no backup drive. This is all you got.
Because I'm hoping there's a little bit of redemption.
No, me too. Because like I said, Taskmaster. I've always seen along the lines of kind of like Deathstroke in a sense, not just because their gear kind of looks the same, but mercenaries. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They both worked for a government before, and now they're just freelancers.
So
it could be interesting.
Yeah.
There's nothing more interesting than fighting a villain who makes you change your style.
Absolutely.
Because they know everything you're going to do before you do it.
And it's funny, and that leads back to what I said before. Can you be uncomfortable? Can you be vulnerable to what you're used to doing? Can you do that? With a villain like him, you need that. Oh, I'm used to doing just Taekwondo and Jiu-Jitsu. Well, bro, this dude does it too. What else you got? What else is in that bag you got there? You got any boxing in there? Start doing it, bro.
Got any
it takes you 2 seconds. I'm correction. It takes this woman 2 seconds to realize what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to see when at one point she had to fight Black Panther because she has her claws. You know what I'm saying?
So in the movie, what she was doing was literally studying tapes, any archive footage they had.
Uh-huh.
So she didn't physically fight the people she was learning from. She just learned their moves by studying the tapes and the chip.
That would have been way more interesting. You know what I mean? Just
it would have been
like a little moment, just a little moment, nothing crazy. Also, she steals something, vibranium.
You know what would be cool now? The new Black Panther shows up. I was like, oh, I got this. She don't know me, but Taskmaster is fighting like T'Challa.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, shit. Okay.
She doesn't know my brother.
Yeah.
That would be fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm really interested to see in Thunderbolts how they introduce Nemo.
Nemo?
They have to introduce him because he's literally the leader of them. He makes right, and then he leads them. Baron Zemo. I'm sorry.
I think this version is going to be Yelova or Yolanda, whatever the fucking name is.
Fontaine puts them together, but Jalova's the leader below them.
Yeah, she's gonna be the leader in this. But
I would love for him to somehow wind up leading them anyway. Like this woman is working for Zemo, even though he's in prison.
Yeah. Like she doesn't know who either. Mate, fuck it. Let's do something interesting and stop with the I didn't know who I was working for. Let her know. She knows exactly who the fuck she's working for.
Yeah, she needs the money
Zemo's
somehow.
Doing his thing.
Yeah.
And ironically, now Zemo has almost 4 super soldiers working for him.
Yeah.
And he hates them, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the best part. He was on some. I'm killing super soldiers because no one should have that power.
And now he's realizing,
except for Rogers.
But now
he was the only man.
I have to use them to take out the other ones, and then they can self-implode because he knows Walker and Bucky hate each other.
Yep.
And then I'm dying to hear Red Guard talking about finding Captain America, and Bucky's gonna go, He was frozen that whole time. The hell
Yeah.
are you talking about? And then Walker just became him, this knockoff behind me. What are you talking about?
Unless he was fighting Isaiah.
Isaiah Bradley, yeah, that's another one.
But again,
Because he
Isaiah
never
was
says,
Vietnam.
because he
And
never, oh, that's true. He would, yeah, right.
Yeah, because he said he fought him in the 80s.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, there you go. We tried. You're on your own,
Yeah.
Red Guardian.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it's going to be interesting.
Dude,
I mean,
you know what they could do? They could do a scene where the Red Guardian flashes back. I mean, it might take away from the movie, but he could flash back to the fight scene. And we could see him fight somebody in the Stars and Stripes. And then Bucky starts laughing at him. And he's like, why are you laughing? And Bucky puts out a paper or says something and be like, that wasn't Steve Rogers. That was some dipshit that the government fucking put a costume and a shield on to fucking do so. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't the real Steve Rogers.
so he's
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
oh,
This is who
that's
you
why I
fought?
won.
Been living on this story your whole life? Oh, man, that's sad.
Because anybody who's watching us should know in the comics that there has been, besides John Walker, there has been other people to pick up the mantle of Cap while Cap was in the ice.
Yep.
Because
that's something new to me.
No, yeah, there's been like at least 2 or 3 people. There's even been other people to beat Bucky while they were both in the ice and missing and shit like that.
Yep.
Oh shit.
One dude was a lawyer who decided to join up and fucking take the mantle. But none of them were successful.
Because they weren't Super Soldier?
No, it had nothing to do with Super Soldier.
Okay.
You're just not.
You're not Steve.
You're talking about the mindset. You don't have that mentality. Yeah. You're not Cap.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Well, you know what the saying is. Say what you're gonna say then.
The closest to Steve is Sam. But the problem is the readers keep wanting. They don't ever want to fucking move on. That's why I stopped reading comics for 2 reasons. One, we never fucking move on. We never go forward. And every time we do, it winds up being a bullshit story that didn't really impact anything else. And 2, no one ever dies. I was at the Comic-Con panel in 2017, 18, when John Romita, the head of Marvel at the time, said Wolverine is going to die and stay dead. I remember sitting in the motherfucking room.
I remember that.
They promised that he was gone and that was it. And not even a year later, we got him back. Old Man Logan, or however the fuck he came back to life. They went and dug him out of the fucking Animanium, and he wasn't in there, so they had to go back and fucking find some other shit and brought him back. I was like, yo, nobody ever fucking stays dead. How am I supposed to give a shit if nobody fucking dies?
If there's no stakes, nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I get it, yeah.
And so the saying that I was going to say was that you can be the perfect version of yourself, but if you try to emulate someone else, you'll always be second best.
Yeah.
So when everybody's trying to be Steve Rogers, they're always going to come up second best.
Absolutely.
You know, and the crazy shit is that the beautiful part about Captain America was Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers was wearing a costume, going around throwing a shield at people. It wasn't Captain America false bravado. It wasn't Iron Man trying to be Tony Stark. You know what I'm saying? Or Tony Stark trying to be Iron Man because now I'm cool. I got this. You know, this is my alter ego. No. Steve Rogers fought in the wars. Steve Rogers saved all those people. Steve Rogers had the shield and the respect from all of Marvel.
Absolutely.
It wasn't an alter ego.
I'm going to give you a perfect example of why Sam was the closest. So at the end of Captain America and the Winter Soldier, the series, there's a moment where Sam has to make a speech, right?
Yeah.
Everybody in the world knows that the reason he did it is because Steve would have gave a speech. But the difference is everybody in the world who was putting on the shield, Walker, Bucky, anybody would have went out there and went, what would Steve say? Sam went out there and went, well, Steve would say something, so I'm gonna say something.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking difference. He didn't go out there, what would Steve say? He just went out there and was like, this is the move to do. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it my way.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that, like I mentioned before, that the viewership kind of dropped off.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people were, a surprising number of people had a problem with the whole cop thing. And it's like, but that's not only is that the reality, but you can even make the argument that from the cop's perspective, because he came from behind Bucky. Well, who does he see the face of? Who does he see? They're both arguing, but I'm only seeing the back of this dude. I don't know what the look of his face is. I don't know what his mannerisms are, but I see aggression on the other guy.
Yeah.
So even if you want to take race out of, like, it's weird that all this shit came up. But talking with Blue Marvel, they told him to stop because they knew that conversation would happen.
Yeah.
People would be like,
JFK.
Anytime he said, if he would have turned around and went, hey, I'm going to go down, what do you call it? If the news would have been like, oh, Blue Marvel goes down to the new project building being opened up to greet fans, people would have been like, of course he is. It's like, what the fuck you mean? Of course he is.
But the
like
the
in
thing
that
is,
tone.
JFK actually said, listen, man, it's not only because the white people fear that you're going to kill them all. You're hated by your own kind because you're not killing us all. We can't have someone like that with all this power. You know what I'm saying? Like, then it's going to be like a mutiny where it's like they're going to attack you. The white people are going to attack you. And, it's no one's going to be behind you. Toe Tags, what you guys were talking about earlier with Blue Marvel and the backlash she was getting from the comic book readers is the same ridiculous backlash that Arrows in them. Yeah, that's what we was equating to earlier. Yeah, this is why I wanted to bring it up because of the whole Ariel thing, and.
But now there's a question that I wanted to bring up to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw a video of people talking about it, and they were saying that. See, and this is where I have a problem, because they were saying that the redhead community,
the gingers.
But I don't want. That's a derogatory term.
No, well, that's what they call themselves.
Yeah, they get to call anyway.
Listen, man.
That community is now like, well, now we're lacking in representation. You took a character away from us. But my question would be, what's the difference from putting this young lady in the role of Ariel and some white lady who had to dye her hair red?
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to get an actual redhead actress to play this character?
Little fun fact, she has red hair. This Azrael has red hair. So...
It's a stupid comment.
In all honesty, listen, I could be wrong, and I've said this to Cap, and I said this to everyone else. When I ask a question, it's not to be an asshole. It's for legitimate answers. If I can't get an answer, then I'm just gonna stay with my mindset. But if I can get an answer that changes shit, then perfect. My thing is, you just got red hair. I understand it may not be as common or whatever it is, but I don't see the group of people with blue eyes turning around and say we don't have representation. Even though every superstar in the world got blue eyes. But I'm saying it's like blue eyes is a mutation. And like different color eyes is a mutation. But I don't see them going green eyes. Well, we need representation for people who have green eyes and with red hair and all that other shit. It's like, bro, not for nothing. I see it right now. I know Cap's gonna correct me. He's gonna answer the question, but the way I see it is, you're white people with red hair.
Yes.
You've been represented. You're a league of their own was literally nothing but the women with red hair, blonde hair, black hair, running around playing softball. I mean, playing baseball. You've been represented.
This is true.
So,
Go ahead, Cap.
so now to talk about it, I think I'm not sure if it's Ireland or Scotland or it's somewhere in the United Kingdom, I believe, where it started, where they actually so people with red hair actually got attacked, got beat, got told they had no soul, and not just by regular people, by the church. But there's a legit same thing with gypsies, which we're not allowed to say gypsy anymore. But I don't know. Forgive me for my ignorance. I don't know any other word to a descriptor to call them.
I'm gonna say travelers.
Travelers. Let's say that.
I feel like travelers or wanderers is all I can think of with those people.
But it's the same thing with that group, where they literally, because the only difference is red hair, they got the fucking shit end of the stick where they originated from.
Like,
so
you know that saying, the redheaded stepchild? It came from that.
Okay.
It came from that happening, that stuff happening. That's the redheaded stepchild. It's like you're less than a person because you're not naturally from us and you look like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is a legit, to the extent of it of how much that happens now, I can't attest. Yeah. But in their history, it's just like every other marginalized culture. They had their beatings, they had their naysayers, they had their detractors. The same shit that happened to everybody else happened to them.
Yep.
Which is another thing that fucking boggles my mind. Is when you look at your history and you go, oh, they were fucked up to us. And then you look at somebody else's history and go, oh, shit, they were also fucked up to you. You can't turn around and go, hey, they were fucked up to both of us. So how about we be fucking friends? Like there's common ground almost everywhere.
Yeah.
There's always a little persecution somewhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo,
unfortunately, that's not the greatest thing to have the common thing, but it is the truth.
Yeah.
You know, but
it stems from the fact that this whole thing is taught. Because look at Toad's the perfect example. He didn't have that knowledge. So to him, a white person with red hair is a white person with red hair. It's no different to him because he wasn't taught he wasn't taught what that was, what the stigma was. So we gotta, at some point, in order for us to truly progress, we gotta kill that whole fucking stigmatization of differences and just we're all fucking. Your difference is no different than my.
Yeah.
Look at me, and look at where the fuck the cameras. Look at him, me and him. Exact same mother, exact same father, exact same upbringing, exact same family. Look how different we are. There are differences, but we're both fucking Aviles.
Yeah.
We're both family. Like we both, the shit that we're into, we're both into. The differences are fucking superficial.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look when we do any of the podcasts, right? And when we have the Thanksgiving one, look at Dave.
Yeah.
I'm saying, look, when Tony gets on, heels. You know what I'm saying?
Look at even Show.
Show. When we all get on, a lot of us are Hispanic. Some of us are not. You know, some of us African American. Some of us are Caucasians. Yeah. But yet, we have similarities in love for both wrestling, comic books, and movies. Yep. Literally could talk about that for hours. Or just rub stupid things on our faces.
Yeah.
Which will not
and
be
we're doing all this not in person. We're doing this over a thing, a laptop, a camera, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Virtually. Yeah, we're still doing it. And we get along great. And you tell me this can't happen between other people? simply just one thing to enjoy amongst each other. One thing. It could be anything simple. Maybe I just both like food. We do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't like a good pizza? Tell me right now.
For real. And the Ninja Turtles love pizza and they're green.
That's what I'm saying. And they had all kind of painters' names and all that.
Yep.
I don't want to say it once and 100 times over. Everybody loves fucking chicken.
Absolutely.
There's not a culture in this world that didn't learn to raise
everything winds up tasting like chicken. You know, we said that before.
Yeah.
Oh, it tastes like chicken. Does it? Or you want it to taste like chicken because it tastes good.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if you look at the history of food, there's not a culture in this world that didn't fucking domesticate chickens and eat them because they were the smallest animal that they can hunt safely and raise and use multiple fucking forms of. The feathers for dressing, the meat, the eggs, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Anthony, we're gonna answer that question real quick, but I want to point out something to you guys. I'll put that back up. What if you think nowadays it's no longer time to start showing the problem, but start showing not the solution, but the fact that not everyone's like this?
Just show the novelty of it.
Because sometimes the most powerful thing is when you have this part in the movie, like with Sam, right, where you see the obvious racism, but then you have the one guy go, "Wait a minute, that's the Falcon," and the other cop goes, "So?"
Yeah, you go. Yeah,
they're fighting in the middle of the street. It don't matter who you are. I have to make sure that you guys don't hurt each other.
Mm-hmm.
You do know that there's laws that prevent you guys from fighting in the street. To be on some, not every time a cop pulls you over is it because of the color of your skin.
Sometimes you ran the red light.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, or the whole thing of we're gonna just show how you guys don't give a shit about us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't you turn around and be like, no, we do give a shit about you. Y'all just don't choose to see it. Or, it's not as hard. Like, when you start doing that extra shit, like me, if the only thing that was said here today was, you're just white people with red hair, then this whole thing would have been, well, we think they're just white people with red hair. Yeah. But with Cap coming around and actually explaining the shit, and the other listeners hearing it for the first time the same way I did, going, hold on, wait, now I can see what's going on here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're not all people that are ignorant to the fact that what happened to them with the red hair and that location. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe we need some of that also. The other side explaining and the other side going, no, bro, we're not all dickheads trying to be rich. We're trying to do it. These laws fucking suck. We need to change the laws. You know what I'm saying?
It's like the show. It's like the show.
There's no conversation with just one side. We need both sides of the conversation. Yes. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely get it.
Yeah.
But it's like the show Rookie. Yeah.
Yep.
So certain times they bring up the whole race and woman thing, but most of the episodes, Shannon's just a fucking cop. Nolan's just a cop.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sergeant Gray is just a sergeant. His training officer, which I can't remember her name right now, is just as nobody's continuously like, yo, can you believe a black man made sergeant? That's some shit. He's just fucking Sergeant Gray.
Yeah. And all right, so Anthony has the question. Goes, would you guys be okay if Marvel brought Blue Marvel into the MCU, but rewrote his story a little bit like they did with Miss Marvel? Now she's a mutant, and maybe he becomes an Eternal. Well, I personally don't think that makes any. That doesn't help him because the Eternals were robots, or like they were machines that the Celestials made, and they weren't real gods.
The movie.
God, I hated that.
Yeah, like in the MCU. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I agree.
So,
I'm of two minds with that question because one, I think you kind of have to rewrite his history a little bit, but on the other hand, it's weird.
His history as in his powers, or his history as in what happened in the 60s?
Both.
Okay.
Because on one hand, that story is a powerful fucking story to tell.
Absolutely.
But in the same token, that story has been told before. Like we just had Isaiah Bradley
Yes.
given
Yeah.
fucking powers and then taken away because the government was like, "Oh no, black man, you ain't gonna have the like." At a certain point, repeating the story without anything new to add,
Mhm.
it does more of a disservice than trying to tell the story. And the only
Absolutely.
reason why I think that that this would be the case in this instance is because Blue Marvel is gonna show up and people are gonna be like, "Where the fuck you been?" And the only thing they're gonna do is, well, let's tell the story.
What if
But that story is only told to explain his absence. It doesn't further him
what
anymore.
if they rewrote it where his identity was never shown, and his last mission was going to fight the alien, and when he came back, either he's like, yo, these people, they're not really gonna accept me for who I am.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna act like I want peace. And then you can have where the agent was spying on him and he got mad and he's like, fuck oh y'all, I'm out. And he leaves. And he comes back because the Watcher tells him they need you. And it's not about race. It's not about the public disowning him. It's about him going, I'm not gonna do this. Because I know it's gonna start a riot. And if I'm legitimately about protecting people, I'm not gonna stir the pot up. I'm gonna let the Reverend King and Malcolm X do his thing. They're taking the lead on this. There's no immediate threat. I can sit back.
You can sit back.
That's one way. That's one way. I like that. But
Yeah, me too.
What you can also do is you can also just turn around and go, where the fuck have you been this whole time? And just have him say, I was told to stand down. And then for those of us who know, we know why.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, let them go find out.
Let me look into it. I mean, I would, because of his power set, I would definitely like to see him stuck in like the negative zone, where he has to deal with a nihilist or something like that. And he said, like, think about it. The alien they told him you want him to fight, right?
Yeah.
Was a nihilist, right? If somehow, even the primitive weapons back, the primitive surveillance back then, they figured out a nihilist. You can even do a silhouette of what it looks like. If anybody out there knows a nihilist, you know he's that dude. 100% bad dude. And in a sense, this is how you can link him and Reed Richards together. Because the nihilist is essentially a Fantastic Four villain. So they send him there, right? He goes, he fights him. He's in a negative. This whole time he's in the negative zone. You know what I'm saying? He's making a way through it. It's not a small place. All of a sudden, Reed Richards figures out that he finds the negative zone, right? And he thinks he's finding a nihilist, but he finds Blue Marvel instead. Then they have that discussion where he tells him, you know, this is how everything works. And then a nihilist comes. You know what I mean? So it's a sense of you're linking two people that have a past already that understand each other. Because at this point, Reed Richards can already have his son.
Yeah.
And he knows about Blue Marvel already. Like, you know, being the scientist that he is, he's going to get access to sensitive files. So he's going to know and his mind is curious out the fuck. So he's going to know, who's the lead scientist on antimatter? Oh, okay. And then he keeps reading. All of a sudden, he comes through. Then a nihilist follows on some, I was able to follow him through there. I can come through. And then you have a whole new movie that's probably Fantastic Four 2.
Yeah. Do you know what else is good with that? With Lay's pitch right there? A great thing that we can add on to your pitch is instead of doing the whole, let's go back to the 60s and we'll never accept a black man, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of saying that outright, have the conversation with Blue Marvel and JFK or whatever stand-in they're going to put, where that's the subtext. But what's said up front is, hey, we found kind of like what they actually did in the comics. We
Exactly.
found a fucking thing that you need to deal with, and they
Yes,
sent him in
absolutely.
there instead of having to deal with it.
Yep.
And then we could find out,
Yeah.
oh, I was sent in here to stop this thing, and I could never figure out how to stop it, so I didn't come back. And Reed was like, Reed or whoever, Discover, no, you weren't never supposed to come back.
Yeah.
They weren't
Yeah,
going to
Like
let him back.
Reed breaks it down. I'm like, yo, you do understand that that's always supposed to be a one-way trip. And then, as them being scientists, he explains to him in the most scientific way. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he tells him, and then it hits Blue Marvel right there. He goes, he set me up. That whole thing. And you can see the right actor with the right gravitas can literally sit down and just let that all sink in.
It would be a mixture. It would be a mixture of the racism and what his wife did to him.
Absolutely correct. That betrayal all coming at one moment to the face of a man. By the way, being told by a white guy. There's a white guy's letting you know, yo, they set you up that whole time, son. One-way ticket, brother. That was it.
Yeah.
I'm saying? I think between the Annihilus and that, and between the combination pitch between Cap and mine, I think that would be probably the perfect way to bring in Blue Marvel. Yeah. I am not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I can't think of anything better. And that whole realization with Cap, I think that's the cherry you put there to be on something like, wow, they really fucked me, bro. Like they,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I did all this. Thank you.
Yeah. And not for nothing. I know everybody wants to talk about the Omega level with America.
Oh, the teleporting thing.
They, with all those powers and the powerful people and all that. But imagine Sam Wilson, Blue Marvel, and Isaiah Thomas in a room talking.
You mean Bradley?
Isaiah Bradley.
Isaiah Bradley, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll say the basketball player would have been cool too.
Yeah.
He played Jordan, all right? He shut down Jordan for a little while. He deserves to be in that fucking room.
But yeah, I hate what you're talking about.
Isaiah Bradley, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that would be something interesting also.
Yes.
The dynamic of that, because you had somebody who, one, was told to go before he got ridiculed like Isaiah Bradley did. So now you don't tell the same story. And now you have someone that's in the position the Blue Marvel would have been in if he was where he's at. So you have what happened, what could have happened, and now like
here's the
like a round table of them.
Yeah.
Here's the deeper layer to that. What happened to Isaiah was brought on because they already had Blue Marvel.
Okay.
And they couldn't send Isaiah off somewhere else.
That's
so whatever they were gonna do to Marvel.
Right. They wound up doing it to him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's perfect. You know what I mean? I think
just think about the conversation where Blue Marvel will be like, they pushed me away. And Isaiah look at him and go, fuck you. I took your bullet.
Yeah. The resentment.
Yeah. That'll be 100. And it's funny. It'll be great that like they'll have like it's one of those things where let's say there's a scene right in an Avengers movie and you see a door open and them three come out of it. It's just them three. And somebody goes, what were they doing in there? He goes, oh, they have their usually have a weekly meeting or monthly meeting where they just talk to each other. He goes, why? And I don't care who it is, looks at him and goes, really? I have to explain that to you? Like he's also like, you don't see it?
Yeah, read the room.
But then he looks at the person who's hopefully somebody new on the team and goes, that's a good thing. Don't worry about it, man. You're good. If you don't see why they do that, then it's a good thing. That means your mind said you need to be here.
Yes.
Because that shit doesn't bother you. You're just seeing three people come out of the room and they have a monthly meeting. You're like,
no.
I don't
also
just see three people.
Yeah. To add on to the resentment for like Isaiah Bradley to Blue Marvel, you would have the same resentment from Blue Marvel to Sam Wilson.
Yeah, it's like
he doesn't have that.
You have what I should have had.
Absolutely.
I took your bullet and you have what I should have had.
Yeah.
And
but then again, Sam can turn around and go, yo, I'm literally living in a world where I'm rocking a suit off of a white man.
Yeah.
So don't tell me I'm not dealing with shit either.
Yeah.
It hasn't been, don't get me wrong, it's been hell for both of you two, but I'm living it right now.
Yeah, yo,
So this shit is gonna happen to me that you don't know is gonna happen yet.
yo, a fucking Disney Plus show just of that
Oh my God.
conversation.
Oh my God.
Yo,
I'm down for that.
You ever hear me mention the movie A Dinner with Andre?
Yes.
Yes.
They could do that.
Yep.
Yo,
Yeah.
and to top it off, because it's Marvel and we have to do it. Because it's Marvel and we have to do it. As soon as they come out the door and they have that scene where the other kid is like, "Why are they talking?" And you're like, "Good, you don't know, you're good."
Yeah.
The background, She-Hulk is teaching Wasp how to twerk. Because it's Marvel, so you got to put in the joke.
The funny part, I was trying to keep that as the most lighthearted part about it. You know, so I'm like, yo, the person whoever they're talking to is pure. Like, you know, if that doesn't bother you, then you're in the right place. But that in the background, like they pass through and they go, "What's going on in there?" That's just twerking, bro. Just keep going. Just keep going. Don't look the Hulk in the eye. She will come out. Don't look in the eye. As they're twerking, just go, bro. Just go.
Yo,
but I get you.
Because you got to play it up. You got to play it up.
Yeah.
You play from the other side where She-Hulk sees the dude looking, whichever one of them looking, and she just gets that grin. It's like Hulk smash, and we know what the fuck she's talking about.
Yep.
Because this is directed by Taika Waititi, and we can't do anything fucking serious.
I keep picturing Wonder Man for some reason, like because Wonder Man is a powerful, guy.
Yeah.
But they got to get a younger dude that's like he just became Wonder Man, and all of a sudden he's walking through, he sees him come out, he goes, and there's somebody like, oh, perfect, like Hawkeye just walking him through, like this is the Avengers headquarters. He's like, if you don't have a problem with that, you're in the right place. All of a sudden he looks and She-Hulk looks at him on some. That's a man because he has to be a big dude. He goes, okay. All right, he goes, do not. And then Clint's like, don't look the Hulk in the eye. Just go. Don't look the Hulk in the eye. Just go, man. Just go. He looks at her, looking at him. He goes, just go, bro. Just go. Just run. And you see, look, literally a great scene in the movie set up, and we set up something very important and powerful and something very ridiculous to follow it up. And that's Disney in a nutshell.
That's the Marvel way.
And the crazy shit is, it's like everyone can learn from this.
Yes.
It's not like ignorant people will be like, yeah, but this is just to represent black people. No, this is to represent the struggle for everyone.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know if you guys remember fucking Vietnam, the soldiers came back and they're homeless now.
Yep.
They were hated just as much.
Yeah, they got shit. They got shit.
How many family stories have you heard where one sibling resents the other because the other one's the favorite and they're just seen as the fuck up and nobody respects them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like this shit goes, I'm telling you, man, with any fucking thought, this shit goes deeper than the surface level bullshit.
And not for nothing. Hate is universal. There isn't a different type of hate for different type. They're all the same. Like the Jews during the Holocaust, like they hated them to a core, wanted to wipe them up.
It's bred from ignorance.
Yeah,
it's bred from pure ignorance.
The civil rights movement, all that shit was. Even the gays right now, the LGBTQ, the hate that they got back in the day when they were getting beat up on the train and all the shit that was happening with them. The Asians were put in concentration camps. Mexicans had to fear fucking being deported, even if you wasn't Mexican and Spanish and you were born here. Go back to your country. Another America. What I'm saying? It could be, if you open up your eyes to the, like Cap said, the nuance of the problem. It's universal.
Absolutely.
It's universal. The same way how Cap and you guys are saying that the X-Men cover a blanket of different people. So does this.
Yep.
So does this. It doesn't have to be a direct representation of you, but you can go through the same issues that this guy's going through.
Absolutely.
And you can sit there and be like, yo, I feel him. And even if you never went through that problem, your eyes can be open like, yo, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. And maybe you could be the guy that changes that for the fucking future so no one else has to go through that shit.
I mean, Cap said it best. He watches Marvel, as I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was with Cap completely on board with it. Like, yo, I can't relate to this at all. I was wrong.
Yeah.
Once I saw Lons talking, I was like, Yeah, I know them.
Yep.
I'm gonna go see them sometime soon. I'm gonna see a lot of them talking, and I'm gonna be like, that's the exact same scene, and I come. It's a moment when you don't think you're gonna relate, and you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And with those three gentlemen talking, you know what I'm saying? By the way, they're fictional characters. I don't know if you guys know this. And people out there, just before you get all up in arms, and they're all actually African American characters. So no race swapping for this one. But when you see them speaking and they speak about the struggles, anybody could sit there and go, I've been through that. Something simple as a traffic stop that you felt it was unjust.
Yeah.
Even if it was right or wrong, you still feel like that's happened to me before. You know what I mean? That little moment of relation is period why you should be successful. I'm just saying.
Anthony goes, he agrees with us, but he thinks that Sam would also have resentment for Blue Marvel leaving because of him being the first
black Captain America.
It would have been it would have been more accepted for Sam being Captain America if Blue Marvel was there. So I get where the resentment would be for Sam.
But again, in our scenario, he was forced out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like it's one of those things where you're, like I said, he was in a place that he did not know, and he thought he was able to come back from. He was completely set up. That's what I'm saying, Anthony. He was like we said, he was set up to not come back.
Yeah, now it could be where Sam gains resentment for them on some. You're fucking treating me the same way these people are.
That too. Like you guys are angry at me for doing the right thing, essentially.
For just being here. Yeah. You're angry at me. I did nothing to you. And you're angry at me. The same way these fucking people are. So, and that's when they start to be like, hold on, wait, you're right. You know?
Now, I could see that all going down. My thing is, Sam is the counselor.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have resentment.
Mm-hmm.
I could still see him bringing up in an angrily way, like, no, you're treating me the same shit. Like, you could still get the same point across.
Yeah.
But I don't see a resentment from him because he is that kind. He's the closest to Steve we got, and he would understand. All right, I know you're mad, but you're not mad at me. I know you're mad, but you're not really mad at him.
Yep.
Well, you're mad at the timing and situation.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
But then again, either way, any way you do it, as long if they had the balls to fucking do some shit like this, it would be fucking awesome.
You know what's crazy, man? I want to believe they do have the balls. It's just the people with the money don't have the balls.
Scruples.
Yeah,
the writers do.
Yeah,
the directors do, but the people with the money don't have the scruples. I agree. I feel like any writer and any director would love that challenge. You know what I'm saying? Because it would be an interesting way to film it. And how do you write that conversation, that dialogue? How do you do that? Without coming off campy or boring, you know?
You know who I would task before we get to this question here?
Yeah, so that question,
you know who I would task to write and direct? What the fuck is her name? Regina King? I didn't get to see a movie yet, but it's on my list. One Night in Miami.
Oh, man, it's a great movie. It's awesome.
It's this exact scenario.
Pretty much.
You get the most powerful people in that community in a room talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Get her to direct it, and whoever wrote that, get them to write this.
And
just tell them like, this is the Marvel version. Here's your chance for the sequel, without having to do a direct sequel.
Yeah, and not for nothing. I don't know how you guys will feel about it, but in my mind, I feel like you need 3 separate writers to write each character.
Oh wow! To get that different kind of
perspective,
nuance.
Yeah,
every character would have a different feel to it.
Yes,
I think Brad. I feel like Isaiah Bradley would be the aggressor. Because he went through all of the physical pain and trauma.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm not saying that at that point Blue Marvel being a negative. I'm not saying he did, but in a sense of physical, actual trauma
and betrayal.
Remember his wife left him, and all that shit happened.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And
I can see that.
They did that to him because he saved his own people. He saved Americans. Remember, in the Winter Soldier TV show, he said that he was like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna go save my people." He saved his people, and they threw him in jail for
fucking yeah.
They threw him in jail for destroying stealing government property. So the resentment there.
And I would definitely love to see that version of his Captain America suit. I just think it looks dope. Just looks dope. Yeah. No, but that's two different writers. It's very interesting. I actually like that. Who'd you pick to direct it?
Well, I think Regina would be dope for that one, but
to direct. I'm sorry. I thought you meant you wanted her to write it, Cap. I'm sorry. You wanted to direct it.
I wanted her to direct.
Oh,
and whoever wrote the movie to be the writers.
I'm fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would like to see. There's a gentleman that I forget his name that he directed. There was like The Godfather of Harlem. There were some episodes that were strong Malcolm X episodes, like led by him.
Yeah,
it was literally like just a Malcolm X episode, and then the other characters were in it. I forget the gentleman's name, but I think he could do either Isaiah Bradley or he could do Blue Marvel. That kind of Malcolm X-ish kind of way, that lane of you don't understand the shit I've been through. I'm trying to tell you this is why I'm the way I am. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying be him, but get that kind of feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then he goes, honestly, the perfect person to direct this is Antonio Fuqua from Training Day.
He did Training Day. He did Falling from Olympus. Olympus is falling. Correction. Olympus is falling. You know? Yeah. Oh, well, I feel if you make it more action oriented, possibly. But if you're just talking about these guys are doing a round table, that's definitely the Night of Miami.
Yeah,
that's definitely that kind of just sitting down and discussing. That's definitely what that movie was.
Yeah, but if you wanted to do flashbacks or something like that,
then you can do second unit director, as they call it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure he's not going to get tight doing second fiddle to Regina King.
No, yeah, for real.
You'd be all right, man. You'd be cool.
All right, so Lay, you got work tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
All right, so last question tonight, so that way we don't keep Lay up too much because we want him back next week. You know what I'm saying? It's always a pleasure to have you, Lay. You was missed. Brother. You was definitely missed.
Yo, we got to great to be back. It felt like back. Well,
come back.
Felt like I got right back on the horse. I didn't miss a beat, but it's y'all been, by the way, side note, y'all been killing it, man. Like I said, I listen to you guys when I'm headed to work, while I'm at work, and I love all the shit that was thrown out. Like I'm telling you, you guys are saying shit, and I'm like, there was something you guys were stuck on, and I said it. I'm like, they can't hear me. I'm watching the show. What the fuck am I doing? Or I'm answering questions like an idiot. Like, no, that's no, I'm not on the show right now. What am I doing? So it's great to be back. I'm telling you, man, I missed the shit out of this, man, and I missed the fuck out of you guys, which is awesome.
Before we get to the last question, we got to do one more chant. You still got it. You still got it.
You know, not for nothing. He was also in the background. He would hit me up on Instagram with ideas for the shows, and you know, I got that idea with what Marvel character would you make for a Disney Plus show or for Lay. That was Lay's idea. You know what I'm saying? So he was always here. He just, you know.
The rap question was that shit.
Oh, yes, with the rappers. Yeah. That was honestly, I was listening to a song and then somebody mentioned the Punisher, and I was like, wait, that's a fucking really interesting question. Who compare who to what? Which character? You know? Yeah. I appreciate the thanks, man, but it was like, gotta do something, man. I can't just not watch a comic and not have something, you know. And you guys give amazing answers, man, which I love, man.
Hey, man, we try, you know. It's more Cabs and Cap. I'm just, you know, I got a BS and BS, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to fit in where I can, you know what I'm saying? I do my little things here and there.
The host, man, all the information flowing, man, and the first questions are always good, you know what I mean? I love that part. It's fun, man.
Yeah. And that was Cabs, you know, getting people to get. It's dope because today's question went into a rant and then it went straight into the fucking topic. So that was dope.
That's one of the easiest flows we've ever had.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it gradually said, oh, so we're just going into this today.
Yep.
It was awesome. I had my technical difficulties to keep it the knucklehead way.
Yep, definitely.
I was like, and of course. Yo, I was funny. I didn't get tight. I was just like, it's about right. I just got back. It makes sense. I got to be the one.
Yeah. Well, remember, last week we had a whole technical difficulties for an hour with Cap
Yeah,
trying to get him on.
But I'm saying is, and of course, our only way to work. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So we got to come up with something. We don't have Steve, so I'm going to assume it's Kang right now. I'm going to blame Kang.
Yo, it's
Yep.
the TVA. Every time you say something they don't like, they prune
Yes,
that timeline.
exactly. They change the timeline.
That's right. Shit.
All right.
All
So
right.
last question.
Yeah, last question. Just because Sam is not vocalizing the resentment and he's acting nice in the council. Wait, was that the question?
No,
here
the
you
question was about
go. All right, here you go. I got it. Question: what are you guys' thoughts on the rumor of the possibility of a backstory for Jonathan Mayer's Kang in the MCU, that he is an older version of T'Challa and Nakia's son? Ooh.
You know, I actually like that
Yeah.
as a thing because Panther is just as smart. Everybody forgets that because he's the big cat with the claws guy. Like he's just as smart. Nakia's just as smart. And to be honest, unless you make Sue Storm black or something else, we just had a whole discussion about race swapping and all that is not bad. But I don't know how you get two people who look like this to have Jonathan Myers in the family unless somebody comes in down the line somewhere.
Yeah,
if you can explain it that way, is somebody married somebody, and we get to that point.
Yeah.
No,
but I agree. It would make it interesting because both Black Panther's intelligence, the fact that Nakia's a spy. You know what I mean? And in order to acquire certain technology, you have to have spy skills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's Kang's whole thing. Technology is his best weapon, and his intelligence. That's what he does. That's his whole thing. It's not stones, not anything else. It's the fact that he knows how to acquire technology from different times and use it to his advantage. Which is, if you think about Wakanda,
yeah,
most advanced.
Black Panther 1
all he's doing is in Wakandan history going up and taking whatever they got and just coming back with it. And that's a great spin on the Reed Richard and even Tony Stark kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would be with that. That's a great idea.
Because not for nothing, if he was stealing technology from Wakanda, once T'Challa's sister finds that, we made shit that can, navigate us through time, she go, you don't need pen particles for that. Why don't you just do this? And then the shit that Kang had was the vibranium shit that, he was showing all the stuff with. And it's like, oh no, that's Wakandan technology. That makes perfect sense.
You can definitely do that. I'm saying.
Not to mention,
he can be an aggressor, or he can be a cohort of Dr. Doom at any point.
Not to mention also the way the TVA is run. You can make it parallel to the way Wakanda is run. Everything's handled. Everything has its place. Nobody's out of sorts.
Yep.
Nobody. You might have somebody question something, but nobody was questioning anything until Loki showed up.
Yeah,
because everybody was like, "Yo, this all makes sense to us." So we all fucking do like.
Yes, no, that would definitely be a great selling point and a great way to change it, and not even to explain his race, but just to explain the way he is. You know what I mean? The way that that way that person is. Yeah, I'm with it. Because to be a king, sometimes you have to be two things. You have to be both political sometimes, but other times you just got to be on some. We're just doing it. We're just going to war. And Kang has it. Oh, and there's a lot of ego to it too. Make no mistake.
Oh yeah.
And Kang has a fucking ego and a half. You think Thanos had an ego? No, sir. Kang is a ruler of time in his mind. So
you can already see it with He Who Remains, and just the way he was like
the one who's left.
Ready for that one. That's the Bronx version.
Yeah.
He Who Remains. Yeah. No, but you can definitely see that that whole see you later. By the way, we fucked up more than Star-Lords. I'm never letting that go.
Yo,
you know what's funny? That should be a courtroom scene for She-Hulk. And Matt Murdock.
I'm telling you right now.
Defend.
I'm telling you right now. My blonde-haired, blue-eyed angel did nothing wrong. I would have made the same choice.
He said, "My angel." I said, "That lady did not listen to Loki. When Loki's a voice
Would
of
you?
reason, that's all my
Yo.
argument. When Loki's a voice of
Wait.
reason,
Yo, but-
would you honestly listen to Loki?
yo, my man, when he's telling me, yo, let's think about this. Loki doesn't think about unless it's
Well, hold on. He did pull her out of time. So
I get
she's
that. No,
on
you're not-
some.
Listen,
You took
I
everything. I
understand
don't
that.
give a shit.
No, I know she doesn't care, but my
Yeah,
thing is,
yeah.
if
No,
Loki's telling you, yo, let's listen to him. Think about the person that's telling you this.
Yo,
Yeah.
You're gonna listen to Loki over Tony fucking Stark?
Yeah,
Tony had the plan.
yeah, I would
that
listen
he-
to him. I would listen to Loki because Loki never sounded that.
I was
desperate in
sitting
his
there
whole
like,
life.
what the fuck are you talking about? Then I was like, all right, Peter Quill
No, but
didn't
I'm
listen
saying
to
is,
Tony
I
Stark.
would
Yeah.
never listen to Loki until I see this. He's like, yo, listen, wait. Let's at least hear him out. Loki doesn't do reason unless it benefits him. He's like, yo, I'm trying to benefit everybody. Hold up, wait.
Well,
What the fuck we about to do?
in all honesty, Peter Quill did do this in a situation where Thanos didn't have all the Infinity Stones yet. So there was a possibility to stop him still.
And they had the better one
Yeah.
is getting the glove off, and they almost did.
Yeah, but Sylvie was on some, if you kill him, shit hits the fan. I don't give a shit. Whoop.
Exactly.
All right. Let's look. Let's
Yeah.
look at this here.
Yeah.
Let's look at
You know,
this.
you
here.
hear me, right?
Yeah. I
Let,
get.
let's look at. Let's do this.
And now what you
as
do.
you sign out.
Yep.
Right.
And, segues.
Let's do this. Star-Lord
All right.
listens, right, and
Mhm.
doesn't hit Thanos.
Mhm.
They get the glove.
Yes.
They have a chance to stop him then and there.
Uh-huh.
Once the glove is off, Star-Lord can kick the fuck out of Thanos. Nobody gives a shit. Right?
But who's to say Thanos doesn't beat the shit out of them and get the glove back?
Yo, but
You
in that
fuck up the
moment,
Hulk.
Yeah.
we change and everything's
Okay.
in our favor, right?
I'll go with you on that one. I'll go with you.
Oh yeah.
That's the one chance.
So now you go to Sylvie,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
And you listen to Loki,
Let's hear him out.
right? Now you just put the entirety of time itself in the hands of fucking Loki, and she knows Loki.
Mhm.
So
Right, here it
you're
is.
saying,
The evil
that
you
you're
do,
cool.
the evil you don't.
dude, I'd much rather have everything reset and just go back into the loop that we're in than
So-
hand the keys to the fucking car to the dude who not only do you know doesn't have a driver's license, but is wanting to drive the fucking car into a tree to see how it feels.
But if the dude telling you, yo, listen, right now, I'm safe driving and I'll give it to you. But if you get rid of me, the next bus driver, son, all bets are off.
Yeah.
The next guy to get behind this wheel, that's not me, or maybe this fella. It's my man. He's plowing billions through, going over. Everybody's going under the bus, and
But
I'm
do
just
you know
saying
what we
this.
can do?
It's
We could try to stop the next guy. Loki would never.
you're
He'd
gonna
never
try.
stop Loki.
yeah. I'm
You-
just saying. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Kat. Go ahead.
No. You never stop Loki. Yo, Sylvie did nothing wrong. I would make that choice 100 times out of 100. I'd have stabbed the dude. Let's end this all.
That's gonna be because we know what Thanos did.
But you
What's
wouldn't
what
have punched
Kang did?
Thanos?
Huh?
You wouldn't have punched Thanos?
Not in that moment.
Hold on,
I
wait.
would have waited for the glove to be off.
Hold on, wait. You would have been. Hold on. Now we're talking about mindset.
Now we're
You
talking
would
about
have been-
semantics. Now I'm talking about semantics. now. Yeah,
No, but here's the thing, though. Your mindset is the woman you love is gone.
Wait.
What did you do? What you took? He took the woman you love, and she's not here. Where is she? Now,
Yeah.
he basically tells you he killed her.
Mhm.
The emotions that's going through your brain isn't wait until they get the glove off, then I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yo,
But Kang told you exactly what's gonna happen. Fucking Loki's telling you, wait, let's take a minute and think. This is pure ignorant emotion of Sylvie going, I don't give a shit about your time and shit. Quap, selfish. That's selfish reasons.
Okay.
But Sylvie, that was
Then it's
premeditated,
heat of the
selfish.
moment.
Yeah, and Peter Quill, anybody would have punched Thanos
All right.
at that moment when you get antagonized.
Are you asking me if I was Star-Lord, or are you just saying I'm Star-Lord? Like, am I just Star-Lord and still doing what he did, or am I, with my current mentality, being put in that situation?
Yeah,
So, you know me. You know I'm rational as
It's true. It's true.
almost to a fault.
but you did say earlier that when you're pissed off, and him
Yes.
saying that he's killed the woman you love will piss you off, you
Yeah.
turn into the Hulk.
Yeah.
What
but
does the
you-
Hulk do, Lay?
But do you know what I would have
Smashes.
never done?
There you go.
Do you know what I would have never done?
What?
I would have never said, hey, here's a plan to take the gauntlet off of Thanos, and then interjected my bullshit in the middle of it. I would have enacted the fucking plan.
Ah, okay.
That's why I'm good. That's why I was good in the military. I would have made sure that the plan succeeded and then worried about my personal shit.
That makes sense.
So all
And
right.
now,
So your
to put me in Sylvie's-
all right, so your argument is, which I do agree with him. He wouldn't have let his personal shit get in the way of the
Of
plan.
course, yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
But your argument for Sylvie is the plan was always to kill him.
My argument for Sylvie is when the plan was fuck all this, burn it down. Right? So it's all about conviction.
Oh.
If you're willing to sit there and be like, I'm 100% dead set on murdering this dude, you pull that trigger every time.
Yeah, I don't give a shit
Doesn't
about
matter.
the consequence. Yeah.
But when you turn around and you're arguing with Iron Man, I got a better plan. I can do this. The fuck you bringing up personal shit? You try to put yourself as the leader, and this is my plan. Do your fucking plan then.
Mhm.
At what point was part of your plan to interrogate and fuck shit up? Because I guarantee you, Iron Man would have been like, I don't know who the fuck Gamora is. Because he even said it in the movie, we're not doing that.
Yeah. So my thing is, you have Sylvie made the connection with Loki, and then which is still to me, when I saw that episode, I was like, Loki is reasonable. He's making logical sense right now, and he's saying, "Whoa." I heard what he said. I see myself as a god, even though I'm partially a god. Let's hear him out. I feel like, and he's saying that he's the most civil of his variants.
Again,
Maybe.
here's the thing you're not taking into consideration.
Mhm.
Would Loki have made that same argument if Kang didn't tell him, you get the keys of the kingdom?
Well, that's what my
If
thing is.
somebody else got the
Mhm.
keys, would Loki have still been like, nah, let's not kill this dude. Let's try to.
Well, I feel like he would have, because he's seen everything that's going on. I mean, look where they're at that moment. Look at the castle they're in. Look who they're talking to. You know what I'm saying? And then he's explaining to them visually, by the way, in case you're hearing impaired. My man, there's a lot of us. I am probably the most civil one. Everybody else is at their throats. I found a space not to be at their throats with them. I got away from them. But you get rid of me, somebody has to fill my void. And the guy that fills my void is not going to be as calm as I am, or polite. I'm just saying is, I am the evil you know. The next dude online is going to be batshit.
Right.
And that's what we're getting. And we'll probably get him in Quantumania first. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this, and I know how it's gonna sound, and you guys could tear me apart about it.
No, it's okay.
You guys can tear me apart about it. I know exactly how it sounds, but I'm gonna say it because it just in my head I want to say this.
Yeah.
Star-Lord fucked up, and half the universe died,
Mm-hmm.
and we needed to do some timey-wimey bullshit to bring them back. Sylvie enabled phase 4, 5, and 6 to happen.
know what's funny? The moment you started talking, I was like, I know what it's leading to. We get more films.
Yeah.
We get more films. No, yo, by the way, that's probably the only positive thing she did. But in the grand scheme of things, for the people that had to put up with Kang, she fucked up.
So, did you hear the theory that when Sylvie killed Kang during Spider-Man, that's what fucked up the spell?
No, I didn't know. I never. No, really?
Yeah,
Because when she killed him and it went to the point and all the time and all the universes fucked up in the timelines.
Yeah,
that's when Doctor Strange did his shit and it opened up the void and all of the people in all those different timelines knew Spider-Man and it started bringing them in.
Yeah.
So it's saying that Sylvie fucked up Spider-Man's spell.
Yeah. So it wasn't that the spell getting fucked up
by Spider-Man talking.
Yeah. But it wasn't that solely brought everybody. It was that in conjunction with Sylvie shattering the timeline.
So I want to thank Toe for furthering my point. I feel like Matt Murdock would wipe the floor with She-Hulk right now.
Hold on.
I feel like he goes, no, I was told, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, half the universe died after Spider-Man fucked up Doctor Strange's spell? I don't think so.
No worries.
I don't think half the universe died after that.
When 90% of it goes when Kang decides to go time hopping and murdering people, you never know. A couple of Celestials die. Should be fun.
Kang's only gonna kill Avengers. He's not gonna kill half the universe.
Yeah, but he'll kill the people you care about. But we'll see. Remember that argument?
Not true.
Remember the argument? Remember that argument? Listen, this is the people I care about. That's going back to one of our very first episodes that we did.
Yeah.
But as a viewer, Cap's already gone. So I'm not worried about him killing Cap.
Shit,
yeah, that is.
I'm not worried about him killing Steve.
Cold shit, bro.
You said
like,
people
act
like
like
Kang.
she's an asshole. That's cold shit, man. That's cold blooded. But I hear you, Cap. I hear you, Cap. The Punisher is nowhere to be found, so I have no weigh-ins there.
Yeah.
You put the Punisher in there, be like, yo, well, now we have a problem.
Yeah, but all right. To end the show on a Blue Marvel note, one of the things I wanted to mention about Blue Marvel's power is that he took that Congressional Medal of Honor, threw it against the moon and cracked the moon.
Almost cracked it in half.
Yeah, he took a silver dollar and almost he took a silver dollar and almost cracked the moon in half by throwing it at it. So
that should tell you what you need to know about the man.
Yeah, so when Cap says that America Vespucci stood toe to toe with him, you know how fucking powerful she is now.
How did you just make her Italian?
Because I keep fucking forgetting her last name.
Chavez.
There you go.
Hector Cesar Chavez.
Yeah.
Julio Cesar Chavez.
I'm trying to help him out with the boxer that he would know.
Yeah, I'm no Chavez. Yeah, there you go. So when America Chavez went up toe to toe with him, you know how powerful she is now.
There is a true. There we go.
Yeah.
That was a fun episode. It took a roller coaster everywhere. We ended it in a sense of one of the very first episodes we ever had. We went back to Sylvie and
blame yourself. That's
Anthony's fault. That's Anthony's fault. Yeah, asking smart questions.
By the way, Anthony, man, dope questions all around, man. Appreciate it. It's awesome when a question has a lot of comic book knowledge in it. Even some good director questions too. So
yes.
So that's awesome. Thank you, man. Come back next week, please, bro.
Oh yeah. And on that note, it's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out. Peace, everybody.
Still doing it. He's coming.